Hello everyone and welcome to episode 8 of the United Gamedom podcast. My name is Darren, aka Dow, and once again I'm joined by the cool Canadian, Denis, aka D-Boy.
Hello.
Say hello, Denis.
Yes, hello.
And the Minnesota man, Derek, aka Gigastorm Z. Say hello, Derek.
Hello. How's it going?
Apologies for this little delay for this one now, because I was such a dumbass, because the fact is that I thought my headset was broken yesterday when we usually record this on a Saturday, and I realized today that it wasn't the headset, it was my dumbass self that forgot to connect the mic jack properly. So that's the reason for the delay. So you can all slap me silly later for that there. And before we get into the news now, I just want to say a big shout out to the guys over at the Rad Rascals podcast who had me on 2 weeks ago, Ben and Andy, and I had an absolute blast.
That was a good
So
one.
check that podcast out if you're into that sort of, immature sense of humor or whatnot there, or just have a good banter and that there, because it's a great podcast and I thoroughly listen to it with enjoyment week in and week out. So anyway, let's get on to the news now here, and a fair few news stories as well. Basically, there have been a few delays, so there have been,
Yep.
over the last couple of weeks for big games, and a few of them, well, we're going to be disappointed though for some of them, I assume anyway. Like one for Tomb Raider, isn't that right, Dennis?
Yeah, so the long list of delays continues to grow, I guess. 3 more delays were added in the past 2 weeks, including Tomb Raider, the reboot of the legendary franchise, Lara Croft-based franchise, delayed until 2013. So gonna have to wait a little while longer to see how this reboot goes. So yeah, the game looks interesting from the very little that we've seen. It looks pretty interesting. The way they reboot, they go back to I guess Lara Croft's origins, which we had no idea of how she became what she is, like an adventurer slash how can I say, G.I. Jane, I guess that she is.
Well, she's kind of an archaeologist, pretty much, that she just goes around and finds, like, old fossil treasure and things like that now, I presume.
Well, I guess from what we've seen, she's with her parents on a boat or something, and the boat crashes, and, she has to survive on this place that she's stuck, and I guess that's how she becomes what she is. So, I'm pretty sure there's other stuff behind that, but anyway, I was somewhat looking forward to play that game. It looks pretty interesting. I kind of enjoyed the very first Tomb Raiders and the recent ones that came out, like Anniversary and what was the one before that? It was pretty good.
Legend Anniversary on Underworld.
Yeah, I didn't play Underworld, but Legend was very, very good. I enjoyed that one. So I can't wait to see what they do with the reboot. See how it goes, but we're gonna have to wait until next year to see.
Yes, unfortunately, it's been delayed to Q1 2013. So, like, another game pretty much added to the list of games that have been delayed, though. So, 2012 is looking pretty barren at this point. If any more games get delayed, like, BioShock was there a few weeks ago, and this now, and another one has been delayed, hasn't there, Derek?
Yes. Aliens Colonial Marines by Gearbox, published by Sega, has been delayed to February 12th, 2013. And sounds like the Wii U version has not been announced yet. I think this was actually an announcement date more than a delay. Although they did initially say that it was going to come out this year at some time. They just didn't say exactly when. But I think this is the first official date they've given the game. If you don't know what it is, it's a first-person shooter set in the Aliens universe, and I believe it takes place after the second movie, Aliens,
Yes, I believe that's the case. Yeah.
And I know it's like a 4-player, like squad-based co-op where you all play as, different Marines. I think you're going back to investigate the same area that they were in. Aliens. What is it? LV-426, I believe, was the planet.
Yeah, I think it's a prequel, is it? It was before the...
No,
No.
it takes place after the
After?
events
Okay.
of Aliens, though.
Like-
I wouldn't know the name. I only ever seen that film once.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. I've seen it several. One of my
Yeah, Aliens is a good series.
Yes, that's pretty much another one. Unfortunately, it's been delayed, though. I haven't really seen a whole lot of footage of this game now, so I don't really know. But it's made by Gearbox, who done the Great Brothers in Arms series on the Xbox and like the last generation and this generation. And of course, they were the ones who brought Duke Nukem Forever to actual life and released it as an actual game.
Mm-hmm.
And well, the less said about that game, the better. Because, well, that game got critically panned, but there is actually some fans of that game out there. You might have to wallow through the despair in order to find them, though, but there are fans of Duke Nukem Forever. I don't know if they might be in mental institutions or nut houses or whatever not now at this point for claiming they're fans of that series, but
Yeah.
but anyway, it's another one that's been delayed, unfortunately. And
Don't forget that
go ahead.
Gearbox also did Borderlands, and there was
Yes,
Borderlands 2.
exactly. Borderlands, yes.
So hopefully
Yeah,
Borderlands
thanks
2
for
doesn't
reminding
get delayed because that would
Yeah.
suck.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know that's a lot of people's most anticipated game of this year, and it's one of my most anticipated because Borderlands was awesome
Yeah.
and very enjoyable. Pretty much a hybrid of like first-person shooter and RPG with like leveling up and pretty much loot-filled gun up and toting action, pretty much.
Yeah.
And the second one is supposed to be coming out in September, and there's a new story involving that game in a moment's time. But in terms of more delays, unfortunately, a game that I am looking forward to, which you probably couldn't care less about, is Anarchy Reigns has been delayed in the US and Europe. It hasn't been delayed. It doesn't have a proper date yet, though. It's just basically, it was supposed to be released in July, and basically came out there a few days ago saying it's getting delayed and pretty much until further notice, though. It doesn't have a new date, though, but it's still coming out in Japan, and I hope to God this does not mean it's actually going to end up being cancelled altogether, because that would truly suck. For those that don't know, Anarchy Reigns is this sort of multiplayer kind of, brawl or whatever. It's done by the guys in Platinum who done, Mad World, Bayonetta, and Vanquish, which are superb games. And that it's basically it has some of those characters in this one as well. So, it's a shame though, because it was one of the pick I had it pre-ordered. So it did, and it's delayed, and it's basically July looks a bit more barren with the delay of that there, but hopefully it gets released sometime soon anyway. So it does. Probably, I don't know if it's localization issues or something. I just probably have to wait and see what the deal is now. Halo 4, Dennis, are you looking forward to that game?
Halo 4. Never heard of it. Okay.
Yeah, Halo 4. It's a little known franchise. It's a fourth little known franchise that pretty much, in a way, revolutionized the first-person shooter on the Xbox.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's that game now. So.
Yep. So I guess they announced the bundles for Halo 4, which is very very anticipated thing for Halo. Halo, the guys at Bungie did pretty good bundles. So we're kind of looking forward to what they're going to do. The premium bundle was announced, It will come with will include access to the War Games map pack, which will have 9 new environments for multiplayer, of course. But that's a code. It doesn't come with the game directly. Like you get a little code, you can download your maps when they become available, and I guess you have access also early access to 6 specializations, which unlock additional customization options. Also available at a later date. So I guess you you get the bundle and you have to wait for.
You're basically just paying for fucking a season pass within the game.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
You're just getting it. That's basically what you're getting. It's basically season pass codes.
Yeah.
Where you buy them separately. That's basically what you're getting here.
And you also have the special edition of the upcoming 90-minute live-action film Halo 4 Forward Unto Dawn, I guess, which will tell, will say what happened between Halo 3 and Halo 4. So that's pretty interesting to me anyway. I'm not a huge, crazy Halo fan, but, it's nice to know what happened to Master Chief after he was sent out into space and with Cortana, and see what happens after that. So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's basically just replacing this, Legendary Edition, which you've seen in the last some of the previous Halo games now, because there's no actual Legendary Edition now this time round.
Yeah.
Because usually there was 3 different editions of Halo 3 and Halo Reach. It was Halo 3 Limited Edition or whatever, and then there was the Legendary Edition.
Yeah.
And the same with Reach. I don't know about ODST. I don't think there was an actual Legendary Edition of it, as far as I know.
I don't remember. No, I don't think so. I don't think there was a Legendary Edition of that.
No, I have the Reach one, which was £100, and this one's $100. So it is. So it'll probably be maybe £70-80 or something. I'll take it though when it comes out here, which is in November. Which,
if it's not delayed.
If it's not delayed, but if that's the case though, then Microsoft have jack shit otherwise.
Yeah, unless they announce something big at E3. It's looking kind of bleak for Microsoft, unless they have something planned.
Well, speaking of E3, it's coming on pretty soon, and the next podcast that we'll have will be E3 centric, pretty much. Because we'll probably be talking a lot about E3, the conferences, and games that surprised us, games that didn't impress us,
E3
games and moments, and those those really cringeworthy parts from the conferences that you expect come from E3 every year,
Ubisoft
pretty much
conference.
Yes. Go online and check the Ubisoft conference if you just want to die a little inside.
Yeah.
Which guy, I don't know what the fuck his name is, pretty much was referencing, going back to bloody 90s references.
Wayne's World over and over.
Wayne's World,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm sure, I wonder if someone just took a gun out, shot him. I wonder if the whole audience would have cheered.
Yeah.
I know that's bad to say though, but oh my goodness, it was just so bad.
That's what happens when you pick somebody who has absolutely no, doesn't know anything about video games, and you put him in that situation. It's like, I have to do jokes about 90s references and stuff like that.
Well, that, and he wasn't a very good public speaker either.
Yeah, that too. So.
Yeah, he repeated things. What would this do if this was 20 years ago? What would this be if it was 20 years ago? Something like that. I kept repeating the same kind of line, but just different a little.
Yep.
Pretty bad. Might be up there with something in other infamous ones, like the whole Sony 2006 press conference was a masterpiece and disaster as well.
Yeah.
But we'll see if there's anything like that.
Of course there will be.
Next week, which I'll be looking forward to watching online.
Yep.
Will you be watching all the press you probably won't be able to watch them live now, but
no,
definitely be watching them.
Well, I won't be able to watch them live, but I will definitely catch them when I get home. So, because they usually play while I'm at work. Usually happen when I'm at work, so I can't watch them in my line of work. So I'll catch them when I get home.
I took the week off, and I'll be watching everything live.
Oh,
The guy's name was Mr. Caffeine.
That's
yeah.
it, yeah.
Yes.
That's it, yeah. I knew it was kind of, I knew, yes. What a name. Derek was probably just looking it up there.
Yeah.
What name's gay? What's the guy's name? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so anyway, moving on here now. Back to Borderlands 2 now. There's been 2 special editions confirmed, haven't there, guys?
Yep. I
Yes,
guess it
there's
was
2 separate special editions that will be released on the same day, as the regular edition.
Mm-hmm.
There's the first one is the Deluxe Vault Hunters Collector's Edition for $99.99, $100. This one includes a Marcus Kincaid bobblehead, a hardcover art book, a map of Pandora, a download for a comic book, and then bonus in-game digital content and a 4 sticker set. And they don't really say what the bonus in-game content is.
Mm-hmm.
Guns, probably.
Yeah,
Well, there
probably.
is that. They say that if you pre-order the game, any version of the game, you get that extra class, like the 5th class. It's called the Necromancer, which will be released later on as DLC. But
Mhm.
other than that, yeah, I don't know what else would be included. And then there's also the Ultimate Loot Chest Limited Edition, which will be retailing for $149.99, so $150. That has everything that the deluxe one does, but it includes a steelbook case, a numbered certificate of authenticity, a Creatures of Pandora wide format ID chart, so it's like a big poster that has a picture of every enemy and their size differences and comparisons. 4 lithograph postcards. That also has the Marcus Kincaid bobblehead. But it actually comes in a box that's shaped like one of the vending machines in the game. But that
It's the loot chests,
Yeah.
which I actually think looks pretty fucking awesome that they all come in out there. I know it's kind of pricey though, but that there's kind of making me want to go buy
well,
buy
the
that
the
edition.
bobblehead box is different than the loot chest, which is the thing that was everything.
Yeah.
There's a box that just for
Oh yeah, there's a vending machine one as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It also has the art book. It has a cloth map of
Man, this looks. I mean, $150 is a lot, but goddamn, I'd like to have that that loot chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in here for what you get. No, unlike certain other special editions, Skyrim.
Yeah. Skyrim has.
Because Skyrim was pretty much around that price, and it was £130 here. And what you got? Was it? What, a DVD, an art book, and a figurine of Alduin, and expect you pay that for £130? No thanks. You got a lot more than in the Diablo one, and it was pretty much half the price.
Yeah.
So it was. But yeah, will any of you be getting any of these editions?
I'm looking at the deluxe one. Kind of very interesting to have that little loot chest hanging around in my stuff. That would be nice. I'm looking
Yeah,
at
I'd
it.
like to get it, but I'd like to see actual pictures and dimensions of it before I throw down the cash on it.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
there'll probably be unboxing videos plenty before the actual comes out, so
Yeah,
you
because
can make your decision then.
on the picture here, it looks like the loot box is about as tall as the bobblehead. So.
Well, there is another. Somebody took a picture of it, and there's a dog sitting in it.
Oh,
a
really?
dash hound. Yeah, if
Okay.
you're looking at that link, it's
Yeah,
still
looks
kind of
like-
hard to tell because it's at an angle that's not straight on. It's kind of at an angle, but
Mhm.
it does look kind of neat. I mean, I definitely want to.
Yeah, it looks really neat. Looks really nice. Very interesting.
Very interesting indeed. And moving on to more news. Yes, Mass Effect 3, more DLC announced. I knew Derek would have been the one to enter this though, because I'm pretty sure you're the only one that actually cares about the MP of Mass Effect 3 at this point.
Well, I've kind of taken a break ever since Diablo came out, but this new DLC that's actually coming out this week on Tuesday, I believe, I'll probably go back into it and see if I can try out these new characters. This DLC was actually leaked about a month ago. I don't know, I think it was in some Chinese listing or something. And then, of course, BioWare denied it on their, some PR guy denied it on their forums. But, of course, they announced it on, I think it was on Friday, they officially announced it. Basically, it's really similar to the Resurgence pack that came out a month ago or so, where you have some new character classes, some new weapons, 2 new maps, some new consumables. So the new characters, there's a Vorcha soldier and a Vorcha sentinel. So Vorcha's a new, well, not a new, but he's an alien race that has not been in the multiplayer yet. Then you have male Quarian engineer and a male Quarian infiltrator. There's already a Quarian engineer and infiltrator, but they're females, and so these are male versions, which have some different powers. And then the last 2 are ex-Cerberus Vanguard and ex-Cerberus Adept. They're called Phoenix Vanguard and a Phoenix Adept. And those are like former Cerberus soldiers that are now with the Alliance. And all these characters have some new abilities, kind of like the last pack where every new character had a new ability. 2 new maps. One's called Firebase Jade, and one is called Firebase Goddess. And one is on the Firebase Goddess is on Thessia, and Firebase Jade, I believe, is on the Solarian homeworld, and I can't recall that name at the moment.
Yeah, I can't remember.
And then there are 3 new weapons. That's pretty much it. There's a Cerberus Harrier assault rifle, Regar carbine shotgun, and Crusade sniper rifle. So I'm not really sure what those are gonna be like. But so it comes out on Tuesday. It's gonna be free again. Although you don't get everything. You just have the ability to unlock it.
Yeah, you have to fucking pretty much still play the game in order to get the stuff, and Lord knows how long you have to play the game in order to get anywhere near all the stuff that's included in this DLC pack.
Exactly. Or you can spend real money and take a chance at getting it, but you're not getting it.
Exactly.
Yeah, you'll just get fucking the same bloody weapons you've already gotten, same stuff you already got before. It's like, I already got this upgrade 50 million times. Well, I just wasted $100 on nothing.
At least they're supporting the multiplayer aspect of their game. I guess already a second DLC for them. That's pretty good. I guess for people who still play the game, which is not my case, sadly. It's very good for those who still play the Mass Effect multiplayer. So.
Yeah, like I enjoyed it for when I played it though, but it's not, as I said before, it's just not one of those games I can see myself playing for, forever, like for a good while now. Like it's pretty much the time has passed for that game in my opinion, in terms of multiplayer now.
I played a bunch of it, so.
there's a few more months now before you get this, additional ending or additional ending, whatever you may want to call it now, and say. The whole community probably go up in arms and it again, like they did 2 months ago when the game came out and everyone was up in arms about the ending.
Yeah.
Well, not everyone, but
a couple of people.
The focal people, well, a couple of million people.
Yeah, there was
and sadly now there's a game that came out a lot of months ago there, that was published by EA, and it was developed by a certain studio. It was Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. Dennis played it to completion, didn't you? You finished it?
Yeah, I finished it.
I played some of it, and thought it's a good game. It's a game I have to go back to playing. But the sad fact is that, well, there's not going to be anyone there now because everyone got laid off.
Yeah. Don't wait for a sequel to Kingdoms of Amalur anytime soon, because 38 studios and big huge games have laid off their entire staff, including Mr. Rich Gallup, and the rest of the staff. They haven't all been laid off. This happened last week. I guess Thursday last week was when it was announced. Very sad moment in another studio closing. They hadn't done a whole lot of games so far. I guess there's Rise of Nations, which is a RTS type game, and
Yeah, it was PC. Came out like a lot of years back.
Mhm.
Oh, it was a while ago. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it was 2007. I think.
I think so. Yeah,
Rise of Nations and Rise of Legends. Yeah.
yep, and a couple of expansions for naturally that game, plus their Kingdoms of Amalur, Reckoning, which I played to completion and enjoyed for the most part.
And there was supposed to be an MMO as well coming out
Exactly.
in the same universe,
Mm-hmm.
which doesn't look like it's going to happen at this point
No,
now.
it doesn't look like, unless somebody picks up the license, doesn't look like it's gonna happen, sadly. So yeah, it's very sad news coming from the video game industry again. Another companies, plural, shutting their, I guess they're pretty much shutting their doors down. I mean, when you lay off your entire staff, what are you going to do? Sit in your office? And the president sits in his office and watches I don't know, but I guess that's pretty much the end of those two studios, and we'll have to see what happens with the staff that has been laid off. So sad, another sad day in video games, I guess.
Because they had there was a bit of financial troubles with them though, because they pretty much, like, they borrowed, I think it was like $75 million in loans,
Yeah.
and then they sort of had to pay it back or something, and then pretty much that's just pretty much the consequences.
Kingdoms of Amalur didn't rack in the cash like it was thought it would rack in, I guess.
Yeah,
Would
they
make
had
a lot of
to
money.
sell,
Yes.
had to sell $3 million just to break even, and it sold like, I don't know.
Yeah, they sold less than that, didn't they?
Probably maybe about $1 million or so or something, or maybe
Yeah,
less. I
something
don't
like
exactly know.
Yeah, well, I'm happy to say that I played it. It wasn't the best freaking game ever made, but it was still a very good game. Sorry about the noise, by the way, in the background. Windows are open. It's pretty hot here. So, so yeah, it's one of the best games I've not the best games, but one of the good games that I played this year, and very enjoyable. So sad to see them go, and hope it doesn't happen to too many other video game developers. So
Yes, unfortunately, yes, and again, another studio has shut its doors, and we'll have to see if there's any more though. Like, there has been a few of them been closing over the last year or so,
hmm
and it's basically a hard time in the world of games because you have to make the moolah in order to survive.
Can all be
And,
Call of Duty games,
yeah, it can't be Call of Duty games that pretty much just rake in the money without even taking a second look, because
Yeah,
Call of Duty sell.
yeah. And what does that tell you about the quality of the game? But anyway, we won't go into that anymore again.
Yeah,
Because,
pretty much it'll be an every episode from now on. We'll make a little dig at the Call of Duty franchise at some point.
yeah, we need to do a
So,
Call of Duty specific podcast.
We'll do a Call of Duty centric episode in the future and basically bash the living brains out of it though. I'm not going to bash it now because there are competent games now. Like, I enjoy the campaigns of them though. I just don't enjoy the multiplayer because the multiplayer is just full of, the typical guys you get on Xbox Live. The 15, 12-year-olds who can fucking swear up a storm and basically sound like they think they're elite.
Mhm.
It's like, I fucking killed you. I'm the fucking best. You suck.
Yeah, that happens, and also the
Especially when it comes from 12-year-olds.
Yeah, who shouldn't even be in the bloody game in the first place,
Yeah.
but they're fortunately their irresponsible parents go out and buy the game.
Mom and
because-
Dad got it for them to shut him up and have peace and quiet. So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Then
playing
again-
Mass Effect a couple weeks ago, and there's some kid, I was playing random matches with random people. There's some
Yeah.
like 10-year-old or 12-year-old kid, and whenever he'd fire his gun, he'd go choo 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 in the microphone, constant.
Oh
Don't
god.
tell.
Pew, pew,
Meet
pew.
the bastard.
That's awesome.
That was my first experience with a miner on Xbox Live that I knew of.
I have had a couple.
Really?
That I knew
Yeah.
of, yeah.
Yes. I don't experience them much anymore because I don't play like randomly as much as I used to though. But like originally when I got like Xbox Live, like back when I got my Xbox 360 now, that's pretty much when I was on live and you hear the immature folk, you pretty much think they're the greatest.
Yeah, we're going into a tangent here, but I gotta say when I think the worst that I've heard wasn't even in Call of Duty, was in Saints Row, the first Saints Row. When
Oh
we
yeah.
used to play that. Yeah, Saints Row 1.
Saints Row, because me and Dennis, we used to be a part of this little group in there. We called ourselves the franchise. And we used to play a mode in it called Bling My Ride.
Yeah, which was fantastic.
So which was great. I thought it was great though. And unfortunately, they dropped it in the second one, which in my opinion was a mistake because it was the best multiplayer mode in there.
Yeah.
And basically we just got all sorts of, insults and slander heading our way from people on there. It was just, that was like what, 5-6 years ago now?
Yeah, I think that was the worst that I've gotten from Xbox Live. Not even Halo, not even Call of Duty. I mean, that's the kids that would go in there and think they're gangsters and and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
it was really, really horrible. Really horrible. The game was fantastic. The mode was fantastic, but people playing it, very bad experience coming out of that. So.
Yeah, it was just, that was again, it was great though as well. It was just great, bar that, and also the lag in that game was god awful
Oh
as
my
well.
god, yeah, I remember.
Probably one of the worst games ever that had for online lag.
If you think you
Sometimes
get lag in
basically-
Diablo 3, sometimes.
Yeah. People might bet about that. If you played Saints Row near the end of 2006, then you pretty much will have a different story because
Yeah.
the lag in it was just unbelievable. You could be walking and all of a sudden you could be jumping from to like the next street.
Yeah, warping
it's
all
not
across
bad.
the map, that was...
And sometimes your vehicle won't start or something, you're just trying to move and you're shooting bullets but no one's there. You're getting shot at but no one's there shooting at you.
You're flying
all
in the air
sorts
with the
of-
car. And...
Yeah, just all sorts of horrible lag in that game. They are.
Still, great mode.
It's just great mode indeed though. So I've experienced like a lot of ones from Call of Duty, Halo, and Gears of War as well. Like those big shooters. When you hear the people who think they're so great and think they're the elite, think they're the best. Just hear the best teams on there with their voices.
Sadly, that will
You have
always
to-
be.
You have to laugh at it though.
Yeah.
Some of it's quite funny.
Yeah, some of
You
it's
hear
really
people
fun.
like that, it's funny. Some of the insults, when it's not heading your way, can be quite funny.
Yeah, just to go, for example of that, just go check out videos from Juzumi on YouTube. That's Juzumi.
That is the celeb thing one, isn't it?
Yeah.
It uses these different, yes,
Celebrity
quite
gamer.
funny.
Just check out
Yes.
the people that play the game and that he pranks because he plays as different celebrities, Justin Bieber, Arnold Schwarzenegger, stuff like that, and he pranks people while playing Call of Duty and Battlefield. It's the people the dumbness of the people that he pranks is
Yes.
just incredible.
People get pissed off.
Oh yeah.
It's like, get out of the fucking way, you fucking dick!
Yeah,
All this here.
exactly.
Yeah, go online and you can basically see the norm of Xbox Live
Yeah.
on there. Anyway, coming from that tangent, and finally the last story, moving on, long ass tangent there, but what would be without a tangent or two?
Yeah,
Finally, Minecraft.
yeah. From no money to a lot of money.
Minecraft. I don't know this game. Well, actually, I already did that joke.
Yeah, we.
Minecraft is this pretty much this huge, explosive game that pretty much came out of nowhere in a way, and it's sold 9.2 million.
9.2 million copies of Minecraft.
That's across all platforms.
Across all platforms, yes.
That's, PC, Mac, whatever, Xbox, and iOS devices, because you can play it on your iPhone and iPad as well.
Yes, you can. And that's from an indie dev that, came out of nowhere with this game and just freaking
blew up.
Yeah, I think for one, I don't truly enjoy Minecraft. I haven't really played Minecraft, but I mean, it doesn't really appeal to me. But I can see, it's really nice to see an indie dev make a game like that just blows up and sells a whole ton of copies and that people are in love with and are really addicted to. So it's fun. It's fun to see, going from 38 Studios and Big Huge Games to the guys at Minecraft, making a whole ton of money with their game. It's nice to see. It's nice to see that at least some people are making money, and it's not Activision, it's not EA, it's indie devs making money.
Some of the big boys, yeah. It's like indie developers doing well for themselves pretty much, which is nice to see though, because some indie games, in my honest opinion though, are a lot better than some of the AAA games you get nowadays.
Yep.
And I can wholeheartedly stand by that.
Agree, yeah.
Like Outland, which was it's in any game in a way, it was like Xbox Live Arcade last year. I think it was published by Ubisoft, but it was, I forget the name of I think it was House Marquee they were called.
Okay.
Awesome game, awesome Xbox Live Arcade game, one of my favorites last year. And it was better than some of the AAA titles, some of the ones with the house like the big dollars behind them now. And it's just nice to see games like Minecraft, which, looking at it though, you think this game looks fucking ugly as sin. It's really blocky. It looks like it came out of
8-bit or something.
Yeah, Windows 95 era pretty much, god awful graphics. But there's addictiveness behind it though. I don't see it now. I haven't played Minecraft though, but I can see why people enjoy it because it's the whole, creative aspect.
Yeah, if you like building shit,
if you like building flipping cathedrals and flipping Rapture and things out of blocks and all that there, this is your game. And there was actually a scene on Twitter as well, a couple actually had a Minecraft themed wedding.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's nice.
It was a retweet by someone on my Twitter feed. They got engaged in Minecon, which is a convention probably dedicated to Minecraft at this point.
Yeah.
And then they had a Minecraft themed wedding, and it was photos of the different stuff, which looked pretty cool though indeed.
And
I have to admit. I'll have to show you that, guys, later on though. I'll give you a link to it.
I saw the story on Kotaku.
Yeah, so you've probably seen it though.
That's
pretty.
When you have your own convention. Yeah, Blizzard has their convention and stuff like that, but for Minecraft to have their own convention, that's pretty amazing. Coming from
It might not be a huge convention, like BlizzCon or QuakeCon or whatever now, but the game does have its fans.
Yeah, exactly. 9.2 million fans to be exact.
But we're not either of them. I don't think. Well,
I think
have you ever tried?
I played the demo on Xbox 360, and I really enjoyed it. I just, I didn't want to spend the $20 or whatever it was.
Yes.
I think if it goes on sale, I'll probably pick it up because it was pretty fun. I had never played PC one at all. And
the PC one might be the better one to get though, because you can use hardware mods and things like that.
Right.
Xbox 360 one is more restricted one.
I would never see myself getting into it that much where I'd want to build, Rapture or whatever. So I would probably just, dig around with it and just fool around if you watch that Quick Look on Giant Bomb and just fuck with everybody's stuff.
Yeah. Just go to some other people's world and just basically destroy it. And people getting pissed off. I spent endless hours on this, and you just come in here and wreck it in 5 minutes flat.
Destroy everything. Yeah.
I'm sure there probably would be people out there who would love that. They're just, hey, can you invite me into your world or something? Sure. Comes in and just ruins the damn place. Everything's on fire. and then just gets away sneakily and has a little wee evil laugh to himself.
Yeah, I'd like to see some of that happen. It's happened before, I'm sure. So.
So anyway, that's the end of the news. Very long indeed, though. We're already 40 minutes into
Well,
this.
we've been gone for 2 weeks, so that's quite a bit.
Yeah, we had a
Yeah,
lot of
so
stuff to say.
not news to talk about anyway. So, there probably won't be. There will be news next time though, but it'll just be E3, because
Yeah,
basically as I said, next episode will be ditching everything on like the usual topics, so, and probably just be focusing mainly on E3 now. But if we have time now, if we're running short on time, like if we're still like only an hour or something, then we might do like games we've been playing and things like that. But next episode will be focusing mainly on E3, the fallout from E3 and the conferences and things like that. Sony's, Microsoft, Nintendo's, Ubisoft, and EA's, and the games that come out of it, and what shocked us, what didn't shock us, and what made us flipping cringe, and what didn't.
yeah.
It's always enjoyable time though. I really enjoy watching each year in, year out.
Christmas for gamers.
Pretty much. Like, I actually watched the Nintendo conference in university. I watched it in the computer center in my university in Edinburgh. That's where I watched the Nintendo one. That's the first year I watched E3 conference. Was that there, and I pretty much been watching all of them ever since then. So
Yeah, exciting times.
I'm looking forward to see what comes in store. I'm sure there's going to be great games. I hope there's something that will surprise us all, or we're looking forward to.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there will be, because at the point, as I said, 2012 is looking pretty barren. Like, what is there coming out for the rest of the year that you could say?
Assassin's
He's
Creed.
basically
Borderlands
getting definitely getting day one.
Assassin's Creed, Borderlands. Probably the NHL game that comes out every year. I think that's, there's other games that you look at, you say, oh yeah, okay, maybe, yeah,
Halo 4.
Halo 4, yeah, of course, yeah, I forgot Halo 4, of course. But I mean, all those 3 games are all fine, and Borderlands 2, yes, I'm very much anticipating it, but there's no games that I'm like, oh my god, this is going to be tremendous. There's nothing. Borderlands 2 is going to, I'm very much anticipating it, but it's not.
GTA 5 came out this year, you would orgasm, wouldn't you?
Probably, but I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think it's looking like March, April next year, I think. So
Probably be next year though, because Rockstar basically has a tendency now to release their big games in May every year, which they have done for the past couple of years.
So I don't know. I mean, yes, there's nothing that really jumps out at me as saying, oh my god, like
must buy ASAP when it comes out.
Gonna line up and wait at the store to get that game. Yes, Borderlands 2, yes, Assassin's Creed 3. Very much looking forward to playing those games. Halo 4 looks fantastic. Yeah, but I'm not really, oh my god, on the edge of my seat, waiting for something to happen. I know Derek's pretty much on the edge of his seat for Borderlands 2. But
And also Ben from the Rad Vassal podcast is very much looking forward to that game as well, because he actually really, really enjoyed the first one as well.
Yeah, it's a great game, gotta say.
Yeah, and we have to go back into that last DLC as well.
Yes, we need to finish Claptrap's Robot
Claptrap's Revelation. Yeah.
You guys never finished it?
Nope.
Nope. That's the only one. Well, we haven't done them. I didn't do the Mad Marty one, but I couldn't care fucking less. That one's that's just a pain in the ass to go through. It's just boring.
Yeah. I wouldn't see myself going through that. No way.
But we did the Zombie Island one. We did the Armory one. Yeah. Although we didn't I didn't fight the Cromax the Invincible.
Oh, you haven't done that either? Okay.
No, we'll have to do that.
Yeah, that's tough.
Thing is, but I'm under leveled. I'm only like level 40.
Yeah, you need to get to a certain level. Right?
I have to go through the second playthrough in order to.
Yeah, you have to be max level.
Yeah, I have to go through the second playthrough and pretty much to max my character out at this
Well, with the
point.
number of games coming out, we have plenty of time to do another playthrough of Borderlands 2. Borderlands 1.
Well, maybe for you guys, but there is games coming out over the next few months that I'm looking forward to getting.
Yeah, I know you play pretty much everything.
Because I play a lot more than you guys do. So yeah, I'm a gritty gaming bastard pretty much.
Speaking of playing, how about we go into the game?
Yes. So Derek, saying here, has played nothing but a certain game that we'll be going into a very thorough discussion later on because it'll be our main topic because it's a game we've all been playing pretty much a lot since its release.
Yep.
A few weeks ago, and pretty much the entire world is going crazy over it.
Game of Thrones RPG. Woo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, you know, I did play a little bit of Torchlight before that certain game came out. I think I did mention last week that I finished it. I'm just working on the last achievement where you get fame level 33 or whatever the max level fame. That's all I've been doing. Well, I definitely haven't played it, in about 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Other than Facebook games.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Shortest games we've been playing ever from Derek there. Was it 30 seconds?
Yeah. 30 seconds.
And yeah, so nothing compared to my 20-minute plus flipping diatribes I tend to do, but we'll get into that though anyway, soon. So Dennis, what have you been playing? You haven't been playing much either, have you?
No, not very much. I guess apart from the certain game we'll be talking about in a couple of minutes. I also bought the same day Max Payne 3, which I played 2 hours of on the night I got it, and haven't touched it since that time. Actually, I haven't turned on my Xbox since that day, so that's pretty much indicative of the game that we've been playing that we'll talk about a little later on. But Max Payne 3, yes, it's very good. It's very good from what I mean, I haven't stopped playing it because it's bad. I mean, the other game just sucked me in and kept me there for a long while. But I mean, Max Payne 3 is a very good shooter. Sequel to naturally the other 2 Max Paynes, Max Payne 2, which came out a couple of years ago, and very good game. They made it more current, I guess. They made Max a little bit more current because now you can use cover in Max Payne, which you could not use in the other games. Downfall from that is that Max is more vulnerable than he used to be. So even I tried playing it on medium, got my ass whooped a couple of times, so I brought it down to easy. And
yes, the pussy's way is out as usual.
The pussy's way out, yes. And still on easy, there's a couple of times that it's a little tough. I mean, you have the bullet time, of course, as Max always has, and still then, it's still a little bit tough. I found it a little bit tough to get through certain levels. I'm 2 hours in. It's a very good game, very great graphics, great visual presentation. For those who are into the Michael Mann movies, you will definitely get an overtone of that in Max Payne 3. The inner monologue from Max is very good. I mean, you're used to hearing him talk to himself, being down on himself and stuff like that. Because Max is not doing very well. He's pretty much into his pills and his alcohol, and still remembering what happened to his wife and his daughter. So still pretty down on himself. But it's a whole. Max is pretty special, quote unquote, in his own way. So the game is very good. I very much enjoy. The game feels good. When you play it, feels very good. Great presentation, as I said, and looking forward to continuing the story since I beat that other game last night. Looking forward to continue the the story of Max Payne, and get back to you guys somewhere, maybe, probably not the next episode, since it will be E3 specific, if we have time, maybe, but maybe in a couple of weeks, come back and talk to you about how it went with Max Payne. I also got Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Future Soldier, which is still in its shrink wrap on my chair next to my controller.
Yeah.
So yeah, I haven't played it yet. So it looks good though. I watched a quick look. It's getting better reviews than I even thought it would get, with it being delayed.
What?
Yeah, being delayed all that time. It's still getting pretty good reviews. So it looks good. I think I'm gonna probably play it in co-op. I got a couple of guys who actually bought the game, so. And then,
What?
yeah, they've been hassling me like all week. Dude, you told us to buy this game to play with you, and you're not here. Oh, sorry. Kind of busy with something else, so. Yeah, I'll try to. If you follow me on Twitter, I'll post some stuff when I play it and tell you how it is. If not, well, in a couple of weeks' time, I should have something on the Future Soldier. So we'll see how it goes. So that's pretty much what I've been playing in the past 2 weeks. How about you, Darren? I see you got a couple
Yeah.
of games.
Leave it to me. Leave it to me to keep the ball rolling in terms of what we've been playing now. I'm not going to go into much detail on a few of them because the game already came up in like the last few episodes or two. I finished Azura's Wrath not too long, a few days after we did the last podcast, and I absolutely loved that game. Absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
I bought the epilogue DLC, which some people are pretty, why did you buy that shit though? Because you're paying money to get the real ending pretty much of the game. But in this case, you're basically it's the proper ending though. It's like a 4-part conclusion to the actual game in a way though. But it was absolutely fantastic though. Absolutely loved playing it though. The last episode in the DLC pretty much was worth the price alone. Absolutely recommend getting it if you're into your QTEs, because there's a lot of QTEs. There's a few on-rail sections which are pretty cool as well, and there's some action brawler kind of stuff as well on ground and out there. Still a great game though. Will you be getting it, Dennis?
Getting Azura's Wrath?
Yeah, will you be getting it?
Oh, of course, you know me. I'm very much. Well, I watched the quick look that they did on Giant Bomb. It looks pretty. It looks absolutely insane. I mean, it looks crazy ass, like really crazy game, as you said. You loved every minute of it. I kind of love crazy games.
Well, I wouldn't say I've loved every minute of it now, but there is some, kind of off points, like it kind of drags maybe a little in certain points though. But overall, I enjoyed it a lot better than I thought I would.
Yeah.
Let's just put it at that.
Well, we'll see if it goes down in price. I'll probably check it out. We'll see how it goes.
It was £14.50 well spent in May. So it was. Panzer Dragoon Order. Now, you may be wondering, why am I playing an Xbox game, and why is this on my list? If you check the Rad Rascals on on YouTube as well, a YouTuber who we know very well, me and Dennis, is Stephanie, Steph's to Death, who's done the summer backlog challenge on YouTube, and a bunch of people, including myself, have taken part in it. And it's pretty much you pick a bunch of games in your backlog and try to finish all of them by the summer, throughout the summer. And the period that she said on the video itself is June the 1st to September the 30th. So pretty much 4 months you have to finish the amount of games. You can choose like 5 games, you can choose 6 games, you can choose like 10 games, which I have done.
Pretty much summer.
Yeah, and basically finish them by the date. So yeah.
You chose 10 games? Jesus. Okay.
Chose 10 games from 10 different formats.
Okay. Wow. Wow.
So they are spanning from the Super Nintendo all the way up to the Xbox 360 and Wii and PS3. So several generations of gaming there. I'm not going to go into them now because I have to try to remember them all. But I think if I can. But if you want to check out my video, I've done a video on it online on my channel anyway. So if you want to see what the games have chosen there, then just check it out. YouTube plug there, pretty much.
Yeah.
I started it though, even though it's not June the 1st yet though. But I'm actually just going to start it now. I started on the 17th, so it is, of May, I believe it was. So I'm doing that there. I'm going to start it from the 17th of May and end it on the 16th of September then. That's my timeline then.
Okay.
So if I don't finish it by 16th of September, I consider that a failure for the 10 games.
Good luck.
Panzer Dragoon Order is a great game. It's the last in the Panzer Dragoon series pretty much at this point, because there hasn't been one, and that game was released 9 years ago on the original Xbox. Although there's a sort of spiritual successor called Crimson Dragon that's coming on Xbox and it's Kinect, and I believe it's an arcade title, it's a downloadable title only. So if you're looking for more Dragon All Rails action, that's pretty much, I think, the only thing you're getting at this point. I played the first few stages, and then when I got to stage 4, the game decided to lock up on me or whatever. I had to got an error message on the screen because I was playing on the 360, and I had to exit it. And I don't know if I had to do the previous stage again because I haven't played it since.
Yeah, that's always scary.
So,
scary,
because I just did a stage 3, and then I was about to do stage 4, and then boom, our message came up, had to exit the dashboard. And stage 4 was the furthest I got to it before, because that's where I got stuck before when I played like years ago. Rhythm Thief, again, played some more of it though. I'm not going to go into much detail. Still an enjoyable game, still really fun to play. Get it when it comes out in North America in a few months' time. And Dragon's Dogma, which was kind of the other big release this week, so it was. I only played like an hour of it though, so I don't really have too much to say. It seems fine from what I played of it. The only thing I don't like about it is, you know, in certain games where you get hit, you get damage, and there's a certain point you can't recover, where you get damage and then you lose some like energy though, and then you can recover to a certain point.
Okay.
That's the case with Dragon's Dogma. So if you're not a fan of that, then you're probably not going to like this game as much.
Yeah,
so.
Never gonna touch that game.
Exactly. It's a game that's sort of, you think it actually has online in it though.
Okay.
It looks, from judging by videos and things like that, there's like these bunch of people. So this should be good, this should work well as an multiplayer game, but unfortunately it's not. It's just a single player game, but there's these things called pawns, which you can summon though, and I believe you can create your own pawns and you can actually share them with other people.
Yeah, I saw the quick look on the Giant Bomb. Yeah, you have to download those things, and it's like create a character if you want. You download your
download other people's pawns now, so you can to help you out in your game, and you can like put your pawn up on for other people to download as well. So that's, but like I said, I haven't really played too much of it though to sort of get to that point yet though. But it was decent for what I played of it though at the moment though. I get like a Dark Souls / Elder Scrolls / Monster Hunter feel from it, because there's like, you can go around this village, you can pretty much pick up random items like a bucket and water flasks, like you can in like, the Elder Scrolls games. And just like the whole kind of graphical style in a way, just the way it sort of looks to me, just kind of looks a bit similar to Dark Souls, although it's not as challenging as that game at the moment.
Okay.
And finally, I bought myself a little present last week, which it's not, so I did. I wanted to get one for a while, and I decided this week that since I have the money, since I'm not going to be, squandering this month for money because I got a little bonus in my paycheck
That's
there
good.
a few weeks ago, so I can afford this little device, and I put down £399, so basically £400 on the new iPad or iPad 3 or whatever you want to call it, the Wi-Fi only edition, white colored one, and 16 gigabyte, because it was the only one that was pretty much available at the place I got it from,
Yeah.
and it was the cheapest one as well. I didn't want to go end up saying the only ones available is like the 64 gigabyte one at what, 600 odd pound or whatever it was. It'd be like, fuck that. I wouldn't. If I basically paid that much for it, then I'd be flipping homeless in a couple of months. And I played a few games on it. Mainly I played games that pretty much are some of the best. A lot of people really enjoy them on the iPad or iPhone, and that is Infinity Blade 1 and Infinity Blade 2, which are done by Chair and Epic Games.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, Chair are the ones that did the critically acclaimed Shadow Complex on Xbox Live Arcade, which a lot of people really loved.
Great game.
And I am ashamed to say I've never actually finished.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So you can criticize me for that there. Although I did enjoy it, I just don't know why I haven't actually gotten around to finishing that game. But Infinity Blade's pretty much this game. You go through this area and you fight these different kind of monsters and knights and things like that. And touchscreen, you pretty much use the touchscreen to dodge or block or use these different magic symbols. Like usually you do a U to like heal yourself when you're in a battle. It's basically one-on-one fight. So, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people know what Infinity Blade games are at this point, because they're some of the highest ranking games on the iPad and iPhone, and I'm sure a lot of people have downloaded those games. So I bought Infinity Blade 2 there just this week because it was actually on sale. So it was for £2, and I decided to get it right there then. I already had the first one on my iPhone, and then just decided to transferred all my apps onto the iPad then. So I did, and they're a great game. So, and when I'm playing Infinity Blade 2, the iPad gets rather hot. So it does.
Takes a lot of
Yeah, because it takes a lot of power, and basically when you're playing it for a bit, the back of it gets quite hot. So I don't want to play it for a lengthy period of time, or else my hands would get burnt off.
Not put your iPad on your knees. You're wearing shorts.
Pretty much. I absolutely love my iPad. It's definitely worth the money though. Just very enjoyable. I can type more easily on Twitter and that there. So I can, rather than the tiny ass screen on the iPhone where I made mistakes aplenty. I still do that on occasion on my iPad, but definitely not as much as I did on my iPhone now.
You have App Shopper?
App Shopper?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's an app that I use to check on sale items.
I think I actually heard someone mention that somewhere. I forget where it was. I think I did hear that there now. So I think I might download that then, because that would be actually very useful then, if that's
Yeah,
the
it's
case.
nice. You can make a wish list of certain games you want, and then if they release an update or if the price drops or the price increases, you can get it. You'll get sent an email, which is pretty neat. You can also see, all the new stuff that's been released, which is, a lot of it's junk, but you go to the popular ones and see what's popular that was, either price dropped or new or whatever. Yeah,
because there's probably there's loads of flipping garbage that pretty much fills the fills the App Store
just like Android.
Yeah, same with Xbox Live, Indie Marketplace. There's a lot of garbage games on there that you wouldn't waste 30 seconds on, let alone 5 minutes.
Yeah,
they're everywhere pretty much. But no, I absolutely do love it though. I'll definitely download that later and check it out though. Like I said, I got Infinity Blade 2 when it was on sale. I was actually going to get GTA 3 because it was on sale, but I decided not to because I've heard bad things about that the controls in that game, and
Do
I
you?
just
Oh, go ahead.
no, that's what I just basically said. I just heard bad things about the controls not there now, so I have.
Yeah, with a game like that, it's going to be kind of difficult on a touchscreen.
Yeah,
I was going to say,
but
do you
like,
want me to recommend some stuff, or do you want me to just send you an email or something?
like there might be a few things I might already have though. Like there's a bunch of free stuff. Like I have a good amount of games, so I'll probably like let's see here. I think I've about at least I've got like at least 50. I think it's at least 50 games I have here pretty much.
That's a lot.
So yeah, it's around 50 games on the Like a bunch of them were, sometimes when you go, they're actually free.
Yeah.
For like period of time. That was the case with some of them now. Like I got Need for Speed Shift. It was free.
Oh, okay.
Mirror's Edge. It was free.
Wow.
And a few other ones as well that were like quite free. I think Shantae, I believe it's free as well. Like there's a bunch of them I downloaded when they were free now, which are pretty cool, and a few other ones that like did download.
Yeah,
Like,
I find
are
myself
pretty cool.
downloading stuff for free and then like forgetting about it. Like I have it on my iPad, I'm like, oh, I haven't even played that yet.
Yeah, but like as long as you didn't pay like £5 or whatever though, or like
Well, sometimes I
pound.
pay like $1 and I still haven't even
Yeah, like most of the good stuff are pretty cheap on the App Store anyway. So they are.
like Infinity Blade 2 is like $5 or $6.
Yeah,
I don't have that. I
there's
bought
like
the first one because it was $1 when it was on sale.
yeah, it's all, I don't know if it's still on sale though. I just got it a couple of days ago. It was like £2 on sale, and I just said, yep. I was gonna get it anyway, but when I say no, I think it was still like the £5 or something. I think it is. And then I think the next day or the day after it was on sale, and it's like, yep, okay, perfect time to get it.
Yeah.
And it took a fucking dog's age to
Oh, it
download.
looks like it's $3 now.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's on sale.
it took a dog's age to download, so it did, because it's like a gig. And
Yep.
I think most of the other games I download on there actually go quick though, but like since it's a pretty hefty game, it does take a while. And that was the Twitter tweet you basically sent me saying, I thought you had ultra fast connect.
Yeah.
That was the reason why, because I was downloading that and it took forever to download.
Well, it could be your wireless. Maybe that's not as. I mean, that's obviously not going to be as good as wired.
Yeah, but like for the most part though, when I go on iPad anyway and like watch videos and YouTube and things like that, they're pretty much fast. They don't need to like wait for it to buffer and that there. It's pretty much when I'm downloading, those big games.
Mm.
But most of the games I download anywhere, like, less than 100 megs.
Yeah, the other nice
But
thing
like what?
about this App Shopper app, I'm looking at Infinity Blade 2 right now, and it has the price history of it. So if you ever see that it's on sale, and you wonder or you think, well, it's it's $1 off. Maybe it'll go on sale cheaper, and then you can look back and see like, oh, look, it's been $1 or it's been free before. So
Right.
you can see every sale that they've had, which is pretty neat. So I kind of watch that and decide if I want to buy it or wait for it to drop even further because I'm not in a hurry to buy every game.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'll have to download that as well though. Like before we move on here, what were some of the apps you were going to recommend me, like games or whatnot anyway? I don't know if I have them or not.
I have Pinball Arcade on iPad.
Right.
That's awesome.
I do not have that.
It's cool because they're real pinball tables, and in my opinion, it's like the best virtual pinball game ever. I know a lot of people like those Zen pinball games on Xbox 360, but I like this one because the response time seems to be really quick, and the clarity of the image is really good. And plus, the nice thing is that they're real tables and not made up ones. So it's
Yeah, they're classic classic ones.
Yep, classic, William.
Yeah,
My favorite ones
exactly.
are probably Medieval Madness and Bride of Pinbot. Like I don't know, I posted on Facebook. I was playing Bride of Pinbot the other day, and I got 42 million on ball one, and that's like the best score I've ever gotten on any kind of pinball game.
Nice.
It's really fun. Like there's Draw Something, which I think that's kind of lost some popularity ever since Facebook bought them, but I have that, and that's obviously better than.
I actually didn't know they actually got bought by Facebook.
Oh yeah, Yeah, and then everybody kind of stopped playing.
I still play with someone on. I still play with Andy from the Rather Glasgow's podcast sometimes. So basically, that's the only person I kind of play with today.
Yeah,
I don't really play with anyone else.
I want to get a stylus for it. I'd probably play it.
Yeah, he actually did recommend me a stylus to get when I got my iPad there, but I haven't actually got around to buying it yet. It wasn't like that dear though. It's like £1 or £2 or something.
Tiny Tower, that's also on the phone. I don't know if you've said that before. I like that game.
I have heard of it though, but I haven't played it though.
I have Monopoly, and I have Battleship, and I have Price is Right on here because they were like $1. So I bought those.
Can you play Monopoly now? Is it like can you play it like online or something? Or what's
Yeah.
the deal with it?
Yep.
Right.
Yep, you can.
How much is it?
Right now it is on sale. I think it's like $2 maybe.
So probably like £1 or something here then.
Yeah, I don't know how the sales relate to, over there compared to here.
They'll be the same price though, it'll just be converted though, because usually something like you said what was Infinity Blade 2 was like what, $4 was it?
$3 right now.
Yeah, it was like £2 here.
Okay, yeah, Monopoly's
One.
$1 right now.
Yeah, so it'd be what, 69p here I think it is, and that's kind of what it usually converts to.
I've got Pizza versus Skeletons. That's pretty fun.
Is it kind of take on Plants vs Zombies or something?
No, I mean it uses the gyroscope. You have to kind of tilt the iPad to move your pizza around. It's pretty fun.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really neat. I also have Back to the Future, the arcade or the adventure game, on here.
I have them on the PC, so I don't need to get
Well,
them.
it was free, and I had never played it, so I picked.
That was the first episode, wasn't it?
Yeah,
You got?
that's the first episode. Yeah.
You should play them.
Oh, and I got Wolfenstein 3D and Duke Nukem.
I've got Duke Nukem 3D as well, yeah, so
Damn.
I got it for free, so.
And then Skylanders Cloud Patrol was $1. That's actually really good. I recommend you try that. And then I've got some other stuff.
You sure?
that?
I actually didn't know that was downloadable. I didn't know that was on iPad.
Yeah, it's not like the video game.
Yeah, of course.
It's pretty neat.
I think I'll do. I think I've gone along on tangent there. Just basically on the iPad now.
Brought to you by Apple.
Brought to you by Apple. Exactly. So anyway, just before we move on to the main topic, which we'll have here, Gentleman's Challenge update. Now, last time, Denis and Derek gave me Star Wars Knights of the Republic 2 to play. Denis got stuck on Homefront.
Yeah.
And Derek finished
Everything.
the DLC for Minerva's Day DLC for Bioshock 2 and Torchlight then as well. So he pretty much is a new Gent Plus. He's a gentleman, so he can sit in his throne and basically guffaw at the rest of us at the moment, though.
In the Iron Throne.
Yeah, sit in the Iron Throne and behead us. I have not touched Knights of the Republic 2 at all, so I have nothing to say. And I don't think you've touched Homefront as well.
Not at all. Nope. Not at all.
Yeah, so that's pretty much all
That's
there now. That's a short segue now because that's pretty much all there is.
Right.
I don't even think I'm going to even touch Knights of the Republic. I don't think I am. I'm going to be a rascal. That's basically the cure because there's I'm too busy playing a game that we'll be talking about here at the moment.
Yeah.
And there's a few games next month I want to get. Like there's the Ratchet & Clank HD trilogy, which I'm really looking forward to because I like to play through those games again. They're awesome. Lollipop Chainsaw.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really it, though, in terms of June releases that I want to get.
Well, there's Spec Ops: The Line coming in June.
I don't really care about that game.
And Inversion. Well, those are the games, I guess, that I've seen that are somewhat big that are coming out. Batman 2, Lego Batman 2. That's pretty much the games that I've seen that are coming out in June. That are
All I care about is Lego Lord of the Rings.
Well, I don't know. Spec Ops: The Line looks okay. I guess I'm gonna have to wait until there's more information on it, but it did look not too bad. See how it goes. And that's it.
Okay, right. So anyway, we'll get into the real meat of the podcast now. Even though we're already a bloody hour odd into this,
Yeah.
we're already
game
getting
we've
into
been
the main game that everyone's been playing. Well, not everyone, but a lot of people are playing. A lot of people are bitching about. A lot of people saying Blizzard go to hell for these problems. A lot of people saying this and that and that. And of course, it's one of the biggest releases ever on a PC, if not the biggest release now, because
Mhm.
it's sold like loads of copies. In
Yep.
fact, it sold 3.5 million copies in its first 24 hours,
Yep.
and I think around 6 point odd in its first week.
Yeah.
And of course, the game is Diablo 3.
Yeah. Big game.
The game.
The game of the last 2 weeks that has been draining
Yes.
our very soul away from all of the
Yeah.
other games.
It's pretty much been draining your souls, although it's not as draining as much as my soul as you guys, because you've pretty much put a lot more into it than I
Yeah.
have, because I've only gotten to Act 2. I've made progress into it there yesterday.
Oh, you did make it to Act 2. Okay.
Yeah, so you can stop your Darren doesn't like Diablo 3 much. Dennis told me. No, the
I said
thing is,
Derek thinks you don't like Diablo 3 too much because you're still on Act 1.
Well, it
So,
seems like
well,
it because you hadn't played it, so that was
well,
my
I didn't
natural
play it for
conclusion.
I didn't play for a few days, so that's the thing. Because well, I have a thing called I like to play other games because I don't want to get burnt out from it.
there's that.
So
Yeah.
Like all
that's
of
really the main reason why as well. And I want to play other games as well though. Don't want to really focus on just the one game. But the thing is though, we have a few things to talk about here. Like let's go through it here. Like it wasn't the smoothest of launches now, was it?
No, there's a very day one problems arising from the launch. I think pretty much everybody had this problem. The server issues when you tried to log in. The famous, what was the error?
Or 37.
37.
I think there was a lot of other ones as well, like where people were getting, but like that was the main one where people couldn't log in, and unfortunately that led to people basically going on the good old Metacritic and pretty much saying 0 out of 10, 1 out of
Yep.
10, basically saying I can't log online, fuck this game.
Yep.
1 out of 10.
That's
Pretty much the same thing they did with I think they did with Mass Effect.
Yeah.
As well, on other games as well, where it basically just went on. User reviews just went, this rating for it just went zilch because people were just bitching about
hmm
problems.
I don't think that's the way to go, but some people pay our hard-earned money to play the game, and the game is unplayable at launch. I can maybe that's a drastic way to do it, but I can sympathize a little bit with those people. I mean, you're expecting to play the game and it's not working, and you get it, so that's
Yeah,
crappy a little bit.
yeah, exactly. It is just crap though. Like I actually, first time when I actually played, I didn't actually have that problem whatsoever. Like I got the collector's edition, so I did.
Mm-hmm.
I went on, installed it, pretty much logged onto it, and boom, no problem whatsoever. Just first time.
Yeah, same.
So
Same
I
here.
was one of the few people, because I actually didn't play it though when I got it pretty early in the morning though, and basically when I installed it, yep, worked fine, because I think a lot of people wanted to log online as soon as the servers went up,
Yeah.
like 12:01 a.m. whenever the
Mm-hmm.
time was, like Pacific time or whatnot, whatever it was. Pretty much everyone and their granny pretty much went on it, and pretty much the servers probably exploded at that point.
Yeah, I had people at work, which was
No one
3:01 a.m. here, so some guys that I work with got up at 3:01, got on the computer, logged into Battle.net, and couldn't get in, couldn't play. So they tried for 15 minutes and went back to bed. Got up 2 hours
Now,
later.
did you experience any problems, Derek?
Not too bad. The first night I was only able to play for I think an hour because they took the servers down for maintenance, and then I think the same thing happened again the next night. I probably played for 2 hours,
No.
if that, and then after that I didn't have any more problems. Although I think a couple times I did get booted to the main menu.
Without any warning now, because I think that
Right.
was a lot of people's problems as well. Like, I actually remember playing it there, like, a few days after it came out, and it did say, like, on the the chat windows basically said, server maintenance happening in X number of minutes, like, okay, better exit now. But I think
Right.
a lot of people were pissed off as well. The fact is, they just got booted got disconnected, and didn't basically say without any warning whatsoever, and therefore lost progress in their game.
Well, I suppose it is possible to miss the messages that come up in the chat on the side if you're in the middle of fighting
Yeah, just really because
massive horde of enemy,
'cause-
you're not going to see the message.
Yeah, the little bell doesn't go off like when you receive a message from a friend. You get it like a ding, a little
Yeah.
bell that.
It's just there. It's just the word
Yeah.
text is there. You don't really know it until you happen to look over there.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's usually in caps though, so you should like maybe take a gander over there and see though, because I think it usually was in caps.
Well, what I would do
Believe-
No,
is
I don't think so.
I'd make
Oh,
it appear like
Maybe not. Maybe I'm mistaken. Then yeah.
I'd make it appear like the achievements, like they take off
Yeah.
half of the screen.
Boom.
I'd do that so people would say, okay, well, server maintenance. So don't put it on. Even if it's in caps. I mean, if you're concentrated on your game, you don't even look at what's going on the left.
No.
So that's kind of easy to miss, and you don't get the ding that tells you, hey, somebody's talking to you. So I think it's easy to miss, to be honest.
And that wasn't the only problem that happened around the first few days of the game, because there was another problem, and it's something to do with a bug. There might be numerous bugs though from that I do not know of, but the one I know of is a bug that pretty much took you back to the main menu, and you couldn't log back into your game, and it is because if you gave like a shield to the Templar, which is a companion you get pretty early on in the game, you automatically got disconnected from your game, and therefore, and then for some reason it's grayed out. Then you actually can't log back in for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's almost like you're banned or something.
Yeah, you're pretty much banned though. But I believe they just fixed that within the first day or so anyway.
Right. I think
It's
that was
one-
almost
yeah.
for demon hunters too.
Yeah, it's when the Demon Hunter.
Yeah, it was for the Demon Hunter class as well, specifically for that class, I believe as well. But is there any of the other ones that you know of that were like this here? Because I don't know. That's the only one that I have read
Well, the
up.
auction house was broken. That's when.
I think it's still broken.
Silver. It's still. They're still tampering with it.
Yes.
I bought an item for 10,000 gold. Instead of bidding on it, I bought it outright. Kind of like buy it now.
Yeah, you did that yesterday. Yeah.
And then the thing never showed up in my completed auction.
Yeah.
Still hasn't. So I checked on
So
the
you
floor.
basically wasted 10,000 gold on zilch then.
Yeah.
As of right now, yeah, unless they fix it.
Yes, actually, I was playing it there yesterday, and the auction house was broken because none of my auctions that I was selling stuff were showing up, or my completed stuff was showing up
Yeah.
whatsoever. Though, so
Sounds like the same type of problem.
that was actually the first time I've seen that though, because every other time I used the auction house was working fine, and from my experience. So I didn't experience it beforehand though, so I haven't. But like, it wasn't the smoothest of launches. A lot of people were really annoyed, and they paid their hard-earned bucks though. They paid like $60, £40, or like I got the collector's edition, which was £70, which was probably maybe what $100 as assume in the States.
Mhm.
Yeah,
in
it was
Canada.
$100.
$100, yeah. I got it, so I did, and I think the collector's edition looks pretty sweet though. But Blizzard are kind of renowned for their collector's editions because you get a good
Yeah, you get a good deal.
get a good chunk of content on there. Like I got like an art book, I got like the soundtrack, even though the music in the game's not that great, but it's still something. You get the behind the scenes DVD and Blu-ray, so you do,
Yeah.
/ Blu-ray. You get like this figurine, like Diablo skull thingy, wee skull. You get a Soulstone USB stick that actually contains the Diablo 2 and its expansion. And you get the game, of course, as well. And I think you get in-game content for the other Blizzard games, World of Warcraft, StarCraft 2,
Yeah.
and of course Diablo 3. I think that's pretty much it. So you get a good bit of content for the money you paid for, unlike some collector's editions where you pretty much get jack shit and you're paying. It costs you an arm and a leg.
Mhm.
Yeah, I got the collector's
Um,
edition too. But I haven't even looked at the
that-
art book or the DVD or the soundtrack because I wanted to, finish the game before I
yeah, you just
got any
want to just
spoilers.
get into the yeah, just get into the game, just play the shit out of it, and then you can worry about that stuff later. Though,
Yeah.
like I took a glance at the art book though, and very nice concept art in there, I have to admit. Skyrim one as well. When I got the collector's edition one, I didn't pay £130. I was bitching about it earlier in the podcast. No, I didn't pay the full £130. I paid 70. It was like nearly half price when I got it for the PC. I wasn't paying £130 for that flipping collector's edition. No fucking way.
Yeah,
Um,
art books are definitely usually pretty good when you buy them from a collector's
Mhm.
edition.
Yeah, especially when they're like, big hardback ones.
Yeah.
Like some collector's editions just have, like the small ones, which like, with a lock of pages. But like the big ones with the, ones with Diablo, ones with Skyrim, and ones like that there with are pretty nice though, and it's very detailed.
Yeah, I actually
It's just-
I bought the collector's edition of Warhammer online for like $10 just for the art just for the art book.
Yeah, I actually have that as well. Though I think I paid £15 though. So, fortunately, I got a bit ripped off there compared to you though. But I forget how much that was when it came out though.
I don't know. Probably a lot.
Probably like maybe £70, probably around the same price as Diablo 3, the collector's edition of it. I assume you just got the normal. You downloaded it, didn't you, Dennis, digitally?
Yes, I downloaded Diablo digitally because, as I said in previous podcasts, I wasn't anticipating. I mean, I was looking forward to playing the game, but I played the beta and I was like, oh, okay, I don't see myself playing this game forever. I'll play a little bit in co-op with the guys, and that'll be that. But how things change when you start playing the game itself.
Yeah, what did your Raptor say that your total playtime has been?
My Raptor, I can check it out right now. Give me.
I think you said 50 hours earlier before we
Yeah,
started.
I think it's 50 odd hours that I played
Yeah.
Diablo 3. So
Yeah, so that comes from a guy who said he wasn't very much looking forward to it, and yet he's put 50 hours into it.
yes, I'm 50 hours. I just checked that out here. 50 hours into Diablo 3. It says I'm dedicated. I have only 2 hours to play to become hardcore. So I guess that's
Hardcore Diablo 3 player, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you want to get there. You want to get to that there, gunning for the hardcore.
one of my friends that I work with has played 95 hours of Diablo 3 so far. So
Wow.
So he's hardcore then.
yeah, he's pretty much hardcore. I think he's on the last difficulty level now. It's
Hell,
Oh
I
yeah,
believe it is.
I think he's on hell now. So he actually sent me a congratulatory message last night when I beat the end boss. Not gonna say who it is, but if you have one
Diablo.
ounce of a brain, you're pretty much gonna
think
figure
I'll
out who it is.
Just that there is the thing though.
Yeah, it's when I actually beat him with Derek. We actually played together. The boss before Diablo was harder than Diablo. I mean,
Yeah.
the boss before Diablo, we were swearing our heads off, and I mean, he was a tough bastard to beat. He was very, very tough. Even we're playing on normal, Derek went back and changed his gear up, his stuff up, and we had to go back in, and I put more vitality on my barbarian, and still got killed, but Derek beat the boss, and I saw how it went. So yeah, it's I guess if I can get into, I guess we can get into the personal experiences since we've talked about the rest of the stuff. Had a lot of some
Go
lag.
ahead.
Yeah, had some lag issues when I first started playing it. A couple of days when Blizzard were taking down the servers, bringing them back up, taking them down, bringing them back up. I had some lag issues, a little bit, when I was playing with you guys. Like I was warping everywhere. You guys told me I was walking. My character was walking funny in the game. So
You're walking like you're just like going, stopping, going, stopping, going, stopping, pretty much
Actually,
every second.
I still notice that like all the time
you do?
when we're playing. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't notice on my side. It's pretty fluid now. Of course, I turn off all my programs.
Yes, because that was the main problem last time when we did that. We said, yeah, close everything else except for the game and Skype, and I think that pretty much fixed your problem
Yeah.
back then.
Yeah, it fixed the problem somewhat, but in the first days, I mean, it was really laggy, like some of the worst lag in a while that I'd have had in a game. But they fixed that up, and everything went well after that. I didn't really experience any game-breaking bugs along the way. Didn't really get thrown back to the main menu or whatever. Uh, Everything pretty much went smoothly from there on out. And yeah, I guess what can I say about this game? It's great. It's fantastic. I mean, very, very good experience when a game, that I'm not really saying, oh my God, this is going to be awesome and all that. I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to play it. And it turns out that it's my favorite game so far this year. I mean, that's a pretty much a 180 all around. So
Yeah, it's pretty much, yep, definitely 180. So it is.
yeah, fantastic. It's a fantastic game. Blizzard have put a lot of work into the game, like very minute details that you can see, like I mean, in the graphics and the presentation, everything is very detailed, looks very good, very nice. The gameplay is very fluid, like everything works very, very good. So it's yeah, pretty awesome game, I gotta say. Pretty awesome game. First PC game that I played this long since Unreal Tournament, 2004, I guess. I haven't played well, The Sims also. I played The Sims 2. I'm a Sims fan. Sue me. Played The Sims 2.
I'll sue you for being a Sims fan!
I played The Sims 2 a lot, so I guess it's since The Sims 2, I would say, probably, that I haven't played a PC game like this in a long, long time, so very great game. And played most of the campaign with Derek. I think we went through pretty much all of the campaign together, if not
Just about, yeah.
just about all the campaign together. So yeah, it's even better when you play co-op with somebody. Like you have the NPCs that do a pretty good job, but when you play with somebody else, it's even better, I guess, when you play 2 or 3 people. I haven't played with 3 other people though. I always play with 2 people at the same time.
Yeah, it's
So-
the max I've gotten as well, though, is like 2 people, though. And like just one person or 2 people as well, pretty much.
Yeah.
With your friends and a few other people have on my friends list.
hmm No, I said last night when I finished the game, I said, oh, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna go play some Max Payne. Gonna go play some Future Soldier. Get my mind off of Diablo. And then I was watching the Diablo 3 launch day video on Giant Bomb, and I said, okay, well, when we finish the podcast, I'm going back to play some Diablo.
Yeah, I think Diablo 3 has consumed you at this point, pretty much.
Yeah, it's very
You can't,
addictive.
you can't
Very-
live without it. It's a drug.
Yeah.
It's in your veins at this point.
I played as a barbarian. I think I said that in previous. I don't know if we talked about it. I played the same thing as same class as I played in the beta. I played as a barbarian woman, and enjoyed it very much. But then I saw what the monk can do, and I'm like, yeah, I want to play as a monk now. I want to see how that goes. So very enjoyable game, and looking forward to play some more. I guess I'm stuck in Diablo now. I'm stuck in enjoying this game. Not really stuck, quote unquote stuck, but excellent game.
You're not like skipping work or going to that flipping far at the moment, which I'm
No,
sure,
no.
sure there's some people out there that have done that there. Like you did, there is a person at Dennis's work that he mentioned to me where he booked 3 weeks off to
Yeah.
play this game. Isn't that right?
He has 3 weeks vacation per year. He took his 3 weeks from the release week, 3 weeks vacation to play Diablo. He said that I'm taking my 3 weeks and I'm playing Diablo from beginning to end, doing all of the difficulty levels and stuff like that. So that's the guy I was mentioning who had 90 hours into the game. So he's on hell right now. So yep, he's a little bit more obsessed than I am.
Yeah, considering the fact, yeah, like I mentioned before, last year I took a week off to play Skyrim.
hmm
Like Derek's taking a week off to watch E3.
Yeah, but you don't take your
So
entire. I wouldn't take 4 weeks
I
off.
wouldn't take like 3 weeks off, 4 weeks off just for a single game now.
Yeah, you see, I have
Like
4 weeks at work, so I won't take my 4 weeks to play a game. I would never do that in my
yeah,
entire.
like I have 6 weeks allocation, so I wouldn't fucking spend 6 weeks in a row now because
Two
you
fucking
just
weeks here.
Oh wow, okay.
that
Sorry about
that
that.
there is really. I have to say, I feel sorry for you, Derek. 2 fucking weeks out of the year is fucking torture, in my
Yeah,
opinion. Like I
that's
get 2 weeks fucking
bad.
summer, and that's what you get all year.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah,
That's
I have to be
torture.
at this job for 2 more years, and then I get 3 weeks.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
goody, and next week.
That's a little bit
That's
better.
usually the way it goes with a lot of companies. The
Yeah.
longer you're there, the more time you get off.
Yeah, I've been with my company for 12 years, so that's why I have 4 weeks.
12 years.
Yeah, 12 years. That's why I have 4 weeks off. I'm getting 15 years. So.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah, I have like 6 weeks off. And I've only been there like nearly 4 years coming in September. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've heard about, like Europe. Like they give a lot of time off to their employees, like especially Germany.
In
yeah,
Europe, yeah, I've heard that there's a lot of.
yeah, it's usually about 5 weeks or so, 4 or 5 weeks, kind of like the average, I guess.
Mhm.
And like down here in the UK now, but I get like 6 weeks off. Like it's like it's basically a lock allocated hours though, and basically I can take any time. I don't have like fixed
Mhm.
holidays now.
But
Pretty much I
yeah.
can book them any time off. Like I booked my birthday week off there because I always do. Because I don't want to work on my fucking birthday. Screw that.
Yeah.
It's super
Although I
true.
had to do that last year though. I had to work into my birthday though, but I had my birthday like night off then, and like that's when I started my holiday. So it was.
Yeah. So
So anyway, back to Diablo 3 and from
I,
timing and calendars and flipping stuff.
I guess we can get Derek's impression from.
Derek,
Oh,
what's the game?
what the hell was that? Something fell. Sorry.
Someone crashed. Someone wants.
I don't know what that was. Oh, okay. Sorry.
So yeah, I've finished the game on normal with Dennis last night. I've been playing as a demon hunter, a female demon hunter. I think I'm level 34 now, which was the same thing that I played in the beta. I also did try out a monk in the beta, which I think I will probably make a new character and go through that as a monk, see how that goes. I definitely do like these kind of games a lot, like Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance on PS2 and Champions of Norath and Champions Return to Arms on PS2 are some of my favorite games, and this is one of my favorite game genres. So I figured, I was going to like the game, but I hadn't really spent a lot of time on these type of games on PC using, mouse and keyboard. I've mostly used, a controller.
Controller.
Although I've tried out like Titan Quest, which is another game a lot of people played after Diablo II, which is, a highly regarded game in this kind of genre.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've got that on Steam. The Titan Quest and its expansion.
Right. So I definitely love the game a lot, and I plan to keep playing it. And actually, when we finished the game last night on normal, I immediately went into nightmare mode, and I played
Oh, really?
quite a bit, or well, like an hour or so on nightmare. Yeah.
Okay.
So you start over from the beginning, but the difficulty's higher, and the enemies are tougher, and of course you get better loot too. Actually, I got about 5 blacksmith pages and 5 jewel crafting pages.
Crap.
Those
Yeah.
are the things you need to upgrade your your blacksmith and your jeweler once you get to a certain point. And I
Oh,
found those pretty
do
quick.
they stay at the same level, the blacksmith and the jeweler?
Oh
Or
yeah.
well, the jeweler's not there at the beginning, but I mean the blacksmith.
No, the jeweler's there too. It's actually just
Oh,
in a different location.
oh, okay.
Yeah, they're both there, and all 3 of your companions are there from the beginning,
Oh, okay.
and they all have the same loot and everything, and your stash is the same.
Oh,
And yeah, the black.
Just basically New Game Plus,
Yep,
so
New Game
but just
Plus,
in a
yep.
different, just different difficulty.
wow.
Right.
Okay, cool.
I mean, so far I would say the enemies are probably easier than where we were at the end of the game in normal.
Okay.
But
Well,
I
of
imagine
course,
that's going to
yeah.
be different once we get to the end of the game on Nightmare compared to.
Yes, probably. Yeah.
It will be a nightmare though, and you'll be sleeping and having nightmares about it.
Did you start a new character, or did you continue with your
No, I
DMs?
continued. I continued with my Demon Hunter.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can start a new character right in Nightmare or not. And I also don't know.
I don't think I would be flipping advisable at the nonetheless because the enemies will just whoop your ass
Yeah,
if you're like level
probably.
40
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Um,
I like my barbarian, but I mean, I would see myself going through the game probably with a monk. Maybe even if I have to go through a normal again, I'd probably go through with a monk. Just to see how he plays and everything.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. I guess the only thing I don't like about the game is when you're playing co-op with somebody and then you go to play by yourself, or say you're playing by yourself and you get halfway through a dungeon and you have to leave for whatever reason.
Yes,
You lose
that
your
is the
progress
main.
on the map in that specific dungeon. You have to start at the beginning. Well, not at the beginning, but your map is, all
straight up.
kind of like
Yes, straight up.
Fog of War in an RTS game.
Exactly. Yes.
Everything
yes.
is covered up again, so you don't know.
Because I think it's randomly. I don't know if it is. Is it randomly
I don't
generated? Like,
think so.
The enemies are randomly generated. Yes.
The enemies,
But
yeah,
you-
but I don't think the maps are.
No, I
yeah,
don't think.
that's the main problem I have as well with the game. Sorry to cut in there, Derek. Though I just have to mention that is the main problem I have as well because I was in Act 1. I did the caverns of Arane, the caverns with the spiders in it, and I did it with a few people though, and then got the checkpoint at the end of it, and did it, and then I joined another game, like a co-op game, and then basically I had to do it again because stupid game didn't save properly. I had to do that cavern again by myself.
Yeah.
Which
I don't
is
think
like
it's the
a
fact
lost-
that it didn't save properly. I think it's just the way it is.
Yeah. Well, it's not
Okay.
saved properly, yeah, but it's just a stupid way it
Yeah.
goes
It's the
about
way
it.
it is. I think also that's the way it goes.
Yeah, what's
sadly.
interesting is when I first started playing the game, Dennis had already played more than me, so I joined up with his game right away before I'd even started. And he was, I think, probably, you were at the cathedral part, I think, when
Yeah.
you meet Deck Kane for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So what ended up happening is I never completed that first quest called the Fallen Star. And this happened again later on when we were playing, and then Dennis was playing ahead. There's a quest called Sword of the Stranger, and I had never completed that one either. But I
Okay.
completed everything else. So now when I was playing on Nightmare last night, I finally got the achievement, or the achievements that are in that first quest. Fallen
Okay.
Star. So it's kind of weird. I mean, like I played it, in the beta, I played that quest. It's no problem, but
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get credit for it because I jumped into your game. So that
Yeah.
is definitely my only issue with the game, really. But I definitely really love the game. I'm actually thinking about going to buy like a really expensive gaming mouse that has a bunch of buttons on it.
Oh
It's the
yeah,
way
the
I
hotkey.
have.
Yeah.
I'm playing on a laptop, and with the Demon Hunter class, you want to hold down the shift button a lot because you stand in place when you shoot instead of running around. So it's kind of hard to hit shift and then hit like 1, 2, 3, and 4 all at the same time. Or have your fingers there so you can have it ready to press. So I'm thinking about getting a mouse that has at least 4 buttons, 4 programmable buttons on the side, so I can, have my fingers free and I can just use shift and Q pretty much it, tab. So I mean, yeah, I definitely like the game if I'm going to spend $70 on a mouse just for the game. But yeah, I have everything on high. I'm using a Dell XPS laptop that my wife got last year. It runs really good, looks great. I haven't really had too many lag problems. Every once in a while I'll have a problem where you like go to walk and then it just stops and then you jump back to where you were and it's like you get stuck. I think that's a latency issue.
Yeah, like that's kind of what I've experienced as well. Like sometimes you're walking all right and then your latency goes down to red and then all of a sudden goes back up to yellow or green or whatever and then it just runs perfectly fine again.
Yeah.
So it does.
I've had it a couple times, but it's been nothing too horrible. I think what I did is I just went back to town, then came back and it fixed itself. So yeah, I love the game. I definitely plan on playing it more, on Nightmare and probably make a new character. And I guess what do you think, Darren?
I fucking hate the game. I just can't stand it though. I think it fucking sucks balls big time. I'm one of those people. I'm like those guys that just bitch about it.
Are you one of those
Okay,
guys
joke.
who hates it because of the DRM? Because you have to.
Yeah, I fucking hate the DRM. It's fucking stupid always online access.
Goddamn
Even when
DRM.
we're playing it
One of the guys
on.
who's never even played the game, but yet hates it just because of that.
Yeah. I'm not talking about it here. We're just moving on now. I haven't played the game. I just bought the collector's edition though, but I haven't played the game whatsoever.
Yeah, it's just sitting there on the
okay.
shelf. And
Yeah. I'm playing something else. Well, joking aside now. Yeah, I haven't finished the game yet because I haven't been playing as much as you guys have, of course, because you pretty much have been playing pretty much probably every day, I assume, for the past 2 weeks.
2-3 hours a night.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I have one thing called a life.
So do we.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I work on the night.
Okay.
So I do. And I, of course, sleep then, so I wouldn't really have much time, probably, in a way, as you do.
Yeah. Well,
because
I work full time too.
Yeah, so I work full time, so won't have as much time as some people do. Like there's people out there who've already put like hours upon hours upon hours in it. But the thing is, they have free time. They don't have jobs. In other words, some of them are lazy bastards.
Yes.
Who are basically pretty much sucking like whether welfare or like the dough here or whatever. Pretty much just lying on their asses, not even bother looking for a job, even if they're unemployed. Just
know a couple of people.
Yeah. I'm sure you do, and I know a few people as well though. But there is people out there who are trying to look for a job, but just get no luck though. But like, as I said, like when sorry going a little tangent here, but I finished university and it was like nearly 2 years before I actually got a job, and it was a call center job which I fucking hated with a passion, and I quit after 2 months. And then a few months later, I started in Sainsbury's as night shift general operative, and I've been there pretty much ever since. And that was in September 18th, 2008. So 4 years coming, and soon I'll be there. And it's an alright job. It's not fantastic now. I don't love it. I don't want to hug and kiss and hold it tight now, but it's a job. It pays the bills. It gets me games. So, but back to Diablo 3. It's actually a game that it has surprised me of how much I'm actually really enjoying this game. Because I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I thought I would though, but it does have a certain quality about it though. You just really want to go through it, play with friends, get the different loot, and just compare loot and things like that. Like it's one of the things that I really loved about Borderlands, which is pretty much the only other game similar to this, with the loot stuff that I've played at a good length. So that's the only comparison I can make though, but it's just an absolutely fantastic game though. Just going to it's a very varied game though. It's not like very good looking locations, so there's the desert, there's forestry, caverns, like cathedrals, just various different kinds of locations now. So you're getting a lot of variety in locations in this game though. You're getting just awesome looking bosses, just grotesque looking monsters you fight and like enemies, and some just some of the skills and weapons you get though are great though. Like Dennis is a barbarian, Derek is a demon hunter, I am a wizard. I'm a male wizard, so I am. And that is the one I played as the beta though. I quite liked it in the beta and decided to stick with it, and I am not disappointed because Frost Nova is my best friend in this game.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And Frost Nova is basically a spell. Basically, if there's a bunch, pretty much when you get surrounded by enemies, it's the best place to use. You just press Frost Nova and basically jump up and basically freezes the enemy surrounding you for a couple of seconds, and then you could just like lay waste to them though, and then cause more havoc. It is a fantastic game though. I really do enjoy it. Co-op is a lot of fun, so it is. Single player is fun as well. I say I experienced a few latency issues as well though. Like sometimes it did kind of lag a bit though, but not like to the point of like I can't play this game anymore at like arm's length now. But it is a very good game though. I'm only in Act 2. I just started Act 2. I've made a progress into it though. But the thing is, I already did some of Act 2 with Dennis there, like last week. So I pretty much will be going through similar areas I already did by myself though. And I actually decided to join Dennis's game last night when he was like pretty much at the end of the game, which was a big fucking mistake. Because I go in and the enemies came and pretty much killed me in like several hits flat. Pretty much I get hit, boom, 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 dead. I was like, yep.
Yeah.
Happened about 10 times. Like, said Dennis, okay, I'm going to leave you here and go back to my game because I am too under-leveled.
Yeah.
I was like level 20, so I was, and I was getting murdered, pretty much.
Yeah, you were getting destroyed, pretty much.
Level 20 still, I think, at the moment, though. I think I'm near level 21, so I should be fine once I go through it myself, though, but I'm just in, like, Act 2, Chapter 1, it basically said, like, Shadow in the Desert, I think it's called. Did a quest or so in that there, so I'm making progress. It'll probably be a bit while before I actually finish the game, though, unless I just focus mainly on it, which I probably will do, because it's not for a few weeks until, you know, Lollipop Chainsaw comes out, and not really that much out after that until like July. Like there's a few games I want to get in July, but I can see myself probably finishing it within the next couple of weeks anyway. But it's a great game though. A lot of people are absolutely loving it though. I know a few people are really enjoying it besides yourselves, and despite all the bitchiness, despite people really annoyed by the DRM and server issues, and we forgot to mention as well about server hacks.
Yeah.
People getting their accounts hacked and things like that as well, which kind of sucks. So
yeah, Blizzard remedied that though. I think they tweaked the when you start up the game, you have that little thing that looks for an update and stuff like that. The little screen that looks for an update.
Oh, launcher,
the
you
launcher,
mean? Like
yes.
the launcher? Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking for that word. Okay, the launcher, and then I think they updated the launcher and they updated the login method. It's the same login method. You just enter your email password, but I think the authentication is a little different, so you won't.
Really, it looks the same to me.
Yeah, I mean, but on their side, they did the
Yeah, on our side it'll be
yeah.
different though, but
Yeah.
like we'll be pretty much be looking at the exact same thing we've been doing since it started.
Okay,
Yeah,
because you said email password, and I was like, well, I don't enter my email password.
No, like you
Unless
enter.
you use the same one.
Yeah, your username. Your username is your email, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right,
that's it.
but
Email.
yeah. I meant
Okay,
that.
no, it's not the same. No, it's not the same as my email. Don't worry. Don't try to hack me. It's not the same. But yeah, yeah. I think it's they secured everything and things are running smoothly so far, except for the auction house. But that'll get there soon enough, I'm guessing. And by the way, when you finish the game, get ready to sit down, grab a cup of coffee, and
Oh fuck.
watch the credits roll for about 30 minutes.
Oh god.
Oh, 30 minutes, is that it? Okay, that's not as bad as Guitar. Well, I don't know about Guitar Hero 2, but did you ever watch the credits for Guitar Hero 2, Derek?
No.
Don't.
I heard that the Rayman Origins credits are like 45 minutes. Is that true?
They're fucking goddamn long as well, though. I can vouch for that. I played the game, and my goodness, they're dead long as well. They are very long. Because the fact is, the fucking credits go very slow,
Mm-hmm.
so you're basically sitting there for fucking an eternity.
Mm-hmm.
So you are. And there's actually sort of two credits, like kind of two different kind of credits or something. Well, like there's one when you finish like the main sort of game, like the last level, and then once you unlock the sort of extra level by getting all the chests in this, like the treasure chest chase levels.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this long final level. It's like proper final level, which is pretty hard, and you get pretty much do the credits again, but you can like knock the ladders off them and things like that. You interact with the ladders and knock them off and make, you know, silly things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're bloody long.
It
Like
seems
Guitar
like
Hero.
I was saying the Diablo 3 credits. It seems like they were giving a credit to anybody that works at Blizzard, like anybody that even like answers the phone, and that's their
Yeah.
only job, got a credit. That's what it seems like. There's so many,
Like they
all the
credited
HR people and all like the people who answer the phones for customer support get a
customer
credit.
support, yeah, everybody.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much every single bloody employee
Like, good God.
in Blizzard probably got a credit in there somewhere, and probably some of their fucking family members as well. Probably
It's like
say.
we've been working on this game for 12 years. Here you
Yeah.
Yeah.
go. Very cool.
We'll thank everyone for this here by having every single employee at Blizzard, etc.
The janitor and everybody's
Janitor
in
and the
there,
fucking
so,
cleaners.
I would have been
everybody-
surprised if I saw that.
Thank you for cleaning our offices now. We know you haven't been like actually created the game now, but we just want to thank you anyway from the bottom of our hearts.
Yeah, they were so
Yeah.
long, even the music ran out at the end. There was just silence for the last, I don't know, 5 minutes.
Yeah, that was the thing with Guitar Hero 2. Though. I think there was like a few songs or something, and the fact is I think it was like maybe one song or two or something that basically got repeated again
hmm
because the credits go on. Because the fact is they're so long, there's an achievement.
Yeah.
There's an achievement
If
for
you watch the
watching
credits, yeah.
for watch the credits. It's like 5 points though. That's how bad it is because those credits are goddamn long. I think they're probably the longest credits I've ever watched.
Yeah.
They have to be it has to be 20, 30 minutes long, maybe longer, I don't know. Just go online and go full Guitar Hero 2. I think it was the Xbox 360 version, wasn't it?
I think
It was
so.
that
Yeah.
version, yeah.
Of course,
Just
there's
go
an
on that
achievement.
there, just go on YouTube, just click on, just see what the length is.
It'll give you
Because,
the time. It'll give you the time.
It'll probably give you time. They were really, really long, and just really got annoying.
We should compare Diablo and.
Yeah, Diablo. Should go on YouTube and say Diablo 3 credits, Rayman Origins credits, Guitar Hero credits. Which is the credits that rules them all?
Yeah.
One
The credits
credit
that rules
sequence to rule them all.
I could go check it out. But
Yeah.
yeah. I guess that concludes our. talk
I
about
think that will do because
the big
we're nearing
game.
the 2 hour mark pretty much, though, and I think I was lengthy enough. We've got our main points across in Diablo 3. It's a fantastic game. If you have a good PC, definitely get it. And I think there was problems with Mac. I know someone on Twitter was having problems with it on Mac now. I don't know if those problems have been fixed, but I believe some problems we're having with Mac users.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if they've been fixed now. Like I've never used a Mac in my life though, so the only Apple devices I use are like iPhone and iPads, but I've never used an actual, iMac or whatnot now. I've never used any of those devices now, so I don't have anything else to say. And well, there's the real money auction house, which I'm sure yous are going to use, aren't you?
Not sure.
I don't know.
I'm gonna pay £50 for this fucking item and then I'll get it in the game 5 minutes later and fucking curse myself silly.
I don't think so, but you know, it's certainly some people are ready to pay to equip their characters.
I just don't get that whatsoever.
Yeah.
I don't get that whatsoever. So anyway, 2 hour mark now, so we'll just try to go through this last section of what we've been watching, hopefully pretty quickly though, but we'll have a few things to talk about anyway. We've watched a few things. So let's start with Dennis. What have you been watching?
Okay, let me tear myself away from looking for the credits. Okay, what I've been watching. I guess everybody's been watching. I guess we talk about this every week. Game of Thrones, episodes 7 and 8, which didn't. 8 pretty much nothing happened.
8 was probably the worst in the series, in my opinion, at the moment. Though it was just nothing really did happen in that one. It was just like
No, they're preparing they're preparing what's
But-
going to happen tonight or tomorrow if you watch it tomorrow.
yeah.
Blackwater war is coming, so they're preparing that. They were preparing that, I guess, for the last 2 episodes. Got a shocker at the end of 7, but we kind of find out at the end of 8 that it wasn't really what we thought it was.
That was bad, but I knew that wasn't the case. So when I seen it, I was like, that's not them.
Yeah. Well, I guess I don't know if we should go into spoilers, but
Well, we did last episode, so again, if you don't want Game of Thrones spoiled for you, please switch off now.
yeah.
Sorry though, but I'd just like to discuss Game of Thrones though.
hmm
It's kind of like, we know for some people probably want to watch the series, so some people might have already watched them though, but I'm just going to go into spoiler territory again. So if you do not want to find out what happens in Game of Thrones,
Okay.
please switch off now. And we'll probably be switch on again maybe 5 minutes or so, maybe less.
Yeah.
So
So I guess the kids that we thought had died at the end of 7,
Bran and Rickon,
Bran and Rickham, yeah,
Stark.
aren't really dead, as we can see at the end of 8. But I think Derek thought it was really them, and me and
Yeah,
Darren-
somebody at work made a comment. I mentioned something about that, and they alluded to that was the case, but maybe she didn't misunderstood me or something.
Yeah, probably.
Or you just basically lying to your face or something like that.
Well, I suppose. But I'm glad that I was wrong.
Yeah, I'm glad they're alive. I guess they have a role to play in future episodes since they're still alive, and we'll have to see what happens with that. And the dragons are
Yeah,
still missing.
they're hiding out in the castle in
Yep.
Winterfell.
Yep, they're in Winterfell. And
So the last place for them to look, I guess, is they don't know where
yep,
they lie.
under the castle. And yeah, I guess the dragons are still missing.
Yes, they're apparently in the House of the Undying.
Yeah, that would be fantastic to see them going there and see what it's actually about. So
Yeah, and that one like warlock guy
yeah,
kills all of the other 13 except for the one
the
guy,
black
like the
man.
big black guy. I don't know what his name is.
Yeah,
I think his name is Parry Pratt, or something like along those lines. The actual warlock guy, something weird name though. Some of the characters' names, there's just so fucking many though you can't remember them all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's the main problem with the series.
Yeah.
You just try to follow just try to remember some of the main characters' names.
hmm
Is basically well enough. You can't try to remember some of the minor characters,
yeah.
unfortunately.
Hmm.
And I guess Joffrey's gonna go out and fight the war that's coming to King's Landing. I guess he's gonna go out there
Yes,
and
I guess
fight
there.
alongside his army. So that'll be interesting to see if he cowers out or if he actually does
Yeah.
something.
Me thinks he will, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, it could be a shocking turn of events if he decides to actually grow some balls, and
Yeah.
we'll have to see how it goes.
He almost got killed by the citizens during that little riot there.
Yeah,
Yes, exactly. Because like the riots were pretty much citizens going absolutely ape shit over like
Food,
wearing a
they're
power word
starving and
for,
everything.
yeah, food and
Hmm.
clothing and things like that now, and basically he was just getting trampled on and things like that, spit on, and I think he got thrown like mud or something or shit or something
Yeah.
onto him or something like
Yeah.
that as well. And up in Zanza almost got raped pretty much as well,
Hmm. Yeah, exactly.
and had her like first period as well afterwards.
Yeah. That was kind of weird. I thought at first I thought she was bleeding from the from what had happened, but then okay, well, realized what it was really, what was happening.
Yes,
Uh,
exactly.
yeah. So that's pretty much, I guess, what's been happening. And
Yeah,
Oh, and
pretty much.
the Kingslayer, they kind of
yeah,
let him go. It looks like, and they're what's that tall blonde?
Brain.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
it's
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
escorting him to. I'm assuming King's Landing, but I guess I don't know for sure.
Yeah, we don't know where he's going. Don't know where he's going.
And also Arya and her group escaped from that castle, forget the name of it is as well.
Yeah, they
Yep.
escaped.
Is it Castle Black? No, it's not Castle Black.
No, Castle Black is next to the wall.
Yeah,
I can't remember what it is. Yeah.
yes, again, too much stuff.
Yeah,
We
too
just
much
have
stuff to remember.
yeah,
But
but like they've escaped as well, so they have.
And then
Yeah.
Jon Snow got taken prisoner
yeah, by the
Yeah.
the wildlings.
wildlings.
Mm.
So a lot of things to look
So
forward to in
a
the
lot of
next.
things to see what happens in the last two. Basically, by the time the next podcast comes around, the series will be over with. So
Yep, yep.
we might have a
a goodbye
season 2
to season
discussion.
2.
Yeah, we might have a season 2 discussion overall. Maybe after the E3 episode.
Hmm.
So
We can have that. Uh,
so what else, Dennis?
I guess I can say in TV before going into movies. Uh, Everybody knows I'm some sort of wrestling fan, so I watched WWE Over the Limits, the latest pay-per-view that happened last week. Very boring pay-per-view. Very boring pay-per-view.
You didn't watch it live now, didn't you? Not.
No, I didn't watch it live. I couldn't. I had a previous engagement, so I watched it by other means.
Did you watch it by other means that I recommended?
Yes, I did. Yes, I
There you
did.
go.
And I kind of
Told you, because there was a lot. Yes, I suggested a certain site to watch the pay-per-view on, and I think he took the recommendation.
yeah, but I think I'm gonna take the recommendation also for the next, unless it's a big one, big pay-per-view, because each pay-per-view, for those of you who do not know, the WWE pay-per-views cost around $60 each, and that's pretty much a month. So
I thought it was $40 or
nope,
something.
$60 over here. So
Wow,
it's a little
really?
expensive. It's getting a little expensive to, and I'm thinking I'm gonna use the other means to watch them for those who aren't like I won't watch WrestleMania that way or whatever, but little pay-per-views I'll watch with those means because I mean, cost of $60 is a lot each month. To
Yeah,
sometimes watch a
pretty much.
pay-per-view that is
I would not blame you whatsoever. Like compared to what we pay for them, these are getting ripped off.
yeah. I think it's the CRTC, the Canadian Radio and Television Corporation that
Well,
has.
I don't watch wrestling pay-per-views, but I believe that they're about that here too.
Oh, they're $60 also in the States.
From what I remember, yeah,
It's
pretty sure.
40. I thought it was like
I wouldn't think
$40.
they're any less than 40, but even then, that's kind of a lot.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was like $40 and like $50 for the HD version or something like that. And like, but I think or something like that on like WrestleMania is a bit dearer because it's like 4 hours instead of like the 3.
I think that was $70.
I know that's the case with WrestleMania now.
Yeah. So it's a little expensive, so I'm gonna try and use the other methods. But anyway, the pay-per-view itself, I guess you had a fantastic match between Daniel Bryan and CM Punk, which everybody was kind of thinking it would be a great match between those two guys because those two guys know how to wrestle. You know, it's not just throwing each other around in the ropes and falling down and stuff like that. It's kind of real wrestling going on with those two guys. That was a
It
great
wasn't
match.
even the main event either.
Was it the main
Much like
event?
for Money, no, because it was of course John Cena
Yeah.
and
John Cena versus John Laurinaitis.
yes.
And the stipulations were that if Laurinaitis were to lose, he would lose his job. So he couldn't have any interference from any employed WWE superstar, or they'd be fired, and anything like that. So what happened is the Monday prior to the pay-per-view, Big Show got fired by John Laurinaitis, and of course Big Show showed up at the pay-per-view and saved Laurinaitis, and that's where we are right now. So it's that's how it finished. That match was, in one word, horrible. It was horrible, really.
It was god awful.
And people were actually chanting in during the match, "This is awful." So
Yep, when you know you have a really bad match, that's
I
pretty much
mean,
when you know when you have a bad match.
ridiculously boring. I mean, the guy John Laurinaitis used to be a wrestler, but now he can't really do anything anymore. So I watched it just for the the storyline aspect of it, but for the rest of the matches was pretty boring. Darren's favorite wrestler still has his title around his waist.
The WWE champion.
Yes.
Or no, is that is the world heavyweight champion, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the world heavyweight champion.
Sheamus. The Celtic Warrior, Sheamus.
Yes, still champion.
Milky White Sheamus.
Exactly. And for the rest, it was pretty much garbage. So that's how well there was Christian against what's his face, Cody Rhodes. That was all right. Christian came back, won the Royal Rumble, Royal Rumble type match at the beginning of the pay-per-view, and chose to go up against Cody Rhodes for the championship, and he actually won. So Christian Intercontinental Champion now. So that's pretty cool. And Christian now a face instead of a heel, which I don't think goes well with him, but whatever. And that's pretty much.
Well, being a face, you mean?
Yeah, he's not a heel. He's a face now. So
Do you prefer being a heel, is it?
yeah, I prefer him as a heel. I think.
Yeah, I agree though. Like especially, yeah, I think he's better as a heel than a face.
Yeah, a face. He doesn't really have the qualities to be a face, I guess. More of a heel type of guy. So that's pretty much it for the wrestling talk. I'm move on to something else. Last night, went to see Men in Black 3, which came out.
Here comes the Man in Black.
Yes, indeed. But this time, Will Smith does not do the main theme song for the movie. It is done by, what's his face?
Tommy Lee Jones. Here comes the Man in Black.
No, it's not Tommy Lee Jones. It's, damn, I'm going to find it. Give me a moment. I will find the name of the guy. He's a pretty big star these days, from Florida.
Football, Florida.
No, not Florida. Anyway, that's not important, really. So,
Yeah, like we heard when he sung it.
but the movie itself, not very good. It's not very good. It's kind of unfunny. It's not as funny as 1 or 2. Actually, I found it worse than 2. A lot of people were saying it's better than 2. I found it
I
worse.
think a lot, yes, because I heard like people. I never actually seen 2. I seen the first one, but I know a lot of people hate the second one. I think it's awful.
Yeah, well, this one, like, it's unfunny. Tommy Lee Jones is in it for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
Jeez.
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers. He's not in the movie.
Well, not
that much.
really though. It's like, nah, it's not really a spoiler though because you've seen the trailer. It's pretty much if you've seen the trailer, you know what you're getting. Like Will Smith's character goes back in time to save was it Kay, isn't it?
Yeah, he goes back in time to save Kay.
And Josh Brolin's
Kay
Kay back in the 60s, I think it is 1969, isn't it?
Yeah, 1969. But Josh Brolin does a great job as he could be a Tommy Lee Jones impersonator any day. He does a really good job of it though. But yeah, not a lot of Tommy Lee Jones in the movie. even though he got paid a whole lot to come back from Impact 3. So, whatever. As I said, unfunny. Will Smith, not his best stuff in this movie. Not a lot of action. It revolves around, what the relationship between Kay and Jay being Will Smith. And actually a pretty good scene at the end, though. I have to say that everything comes around. You see the relationship between Jay and Kay and why it's like the way it is. Kay doesn't really smile a lot, doesn't really have any emotion. They play on that a lot, that he doesn't have a lot of emotions. He's like robotic in some way, and not a lot of emotion and stuff. And something happens toward the end of the movie while Will Smith is back in 1969. Kind of gives you an idea why it's like that. And I found that pretty interesting. I guess it's the most interesting aspect of the movie. But besides that, it's not very good. I didn't find it good at all, to be quite honest. It's an hour 45 minutes of pretty boring stuff. So I know it's getting so critics right now. Criticism,
Yeah,
reviews.
but that's pretty much what had been expected anyway, because usually prequels tend to do pretty poor. Like for the most part, they tend to do not really that great in
Yeah,
reviews.
yeah, exactly. So I don't really recommend go seeing it unless you've seen the first two and you're interested in seeing what happens in 3. But go find that scene online, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So,
I always seen the first one now, so I don't really have any interest in seeing it anytime soon anyway. I'll probably see it like maybe 5 years down the line or whatnot.
yeah, if you want to go see a movie, go see Avengers. That's pretty.
Which I still have to see though, but I might do that maybe this week now. But still, I have to still watch Thor and Captain America.
Did get
And
to
then
see. Did get to see. Sorry for cutting you off there, Darren. But I did get to see a new trailer for The Amazing Spider-Man, which looks absolutely fabulous. I think that's gonna be a great movie. Looks really good.
that is out next month, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. It looks good. It looks very good. I think the origin story is gonna be great. The real origin story, not the one that they did in the previous Spider-Man movie, like the real origin. I think Derek can vouch on that one because he's a pretty big comic book fan.
I don't read Spider-Man.
Oh, you don't read Spider-Man?
No.
Okay, thought you did. But the real origin story, with his parents and Gwen Stacy being the love interest and not Mary Jane. So, as it's supposed to be, we'll see how it goes, but it looks very good. Looks very, very good. And that's pretty much what I've been watching this week. Who goes next, Derek or Darren?
I think I'll go with Derek though, since I'll just go last like I always do, since I just would talk your ass off. So go ahead, Derek.
Okay. Well, we already talked about Game of Thrones, so I don't need to mention that again.
Mm-hmm.
I've still been watching Transformers Master Force, which, like I said, was one of the Japanese series that was only aired in Japan and never aired over here, and was also never released on video or DVD
Mm-hmm.
in the United States until just recently. I'm up to episode 25 or so, and I think there's probably around 50 episodes. Starting to get a little more interesting. They changed the intro, like, the 1.5 minute intro to the show. They do that usually in a lot of animes, like halfway through the season, or like it'll be a second season and they change it then. Looks like they're focusing more on the God Masters as opposed to the Pretenders, like they were in the first 20 episodes or 15 episodes or so. And it looks like maybe there's going to be a new Decepticon that's going to be pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to that. And I did see Avengers. Actually, I think I saw it on Sunday, the day after we recorded last time.
Yeah.
Saw it with my wife, and it's really, really good. I love the movie. I mean, I want to go back and see it again.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's a fantastic movie.
Yeah, it is.
So you'll be going on about, Darren, go see this now, which I probably would
You need to
be.
go see it.
I probably would say that by the time the next
Well,
podcast rolled around.
I think you should watch, Captain America and Thor.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah,
before,
I have to watch them beforehand.
because that would, help you understand the characters more, Captain America and Thor.
Yeah, and they do refer to the movies in this movie.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
I think you need to see it.
Especially Thor.
Yeah, especially Thor. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the movie a lot. I didn't think I would like Hulk as much as I do, because historically I don't really like the Hulk character that much, just because he's like, oh, I get mad and oh, I'm strong,
Mm-hmm.
But the things they did with him are really interesting, and he has some great moments in the movie, especially at the end.
I wanted to ask you
I'm not gonna spoil
about.
anything. So
No, we're not going to spoil. But I wanted to ask you about, since you've seen it, this is not a spoiler really. The first time he transforms, the way he transforms, he's kind of mad at everything.
Yeah.
The second time he transforms, you know what he says to, I think it's Stark? What he says to Stark? He says I'm always mad, and he just transforms and
Oh
goes.
yeah.
What was your take on that? What was your interpretation of that? I kind of was asking people what they thought about that.
I guess he has learned to control the Hulk. Maybe I'm thinking.
In that short amount of time?
Well, maybe
Said
he
it.
always really kind of did, and he just didn't want to let on. Or maybe I don't know.
Yeah,
But then again, that was kind of a key plot point when he changed the first time, and everything kind of went to shit.
Mhm.
I don't know. I guess I didn't think too much of it. I just kind of went with it.
Okay.
I mean,
Thought that it was weird.
what did you think? You just thought it was weird.
I thought it was, first time something happens. We won't spoil anything, but something happens, and he kind of, like he always does in the other movies, transforms out of rage
Right.
and cannot control the Hulk, and he goes after certain characters and cannot control himself. The second time he transforms, he just turns around and says, "I'm always angry," and bloop, transforms and goes. It's like,
Yeah, I
don't know.
suppose now that you mention it like that, I guess it does kind of doesn't make sense. But in the heat of the moment, you don't really think about it. At least
Yeah.
I wouldn't think most people would. But
hmm
I guess that's true.
You see, that's something that caught me immediately when I saw it. I was like, "What?"
Huh.
Like, okay.
Yeah, I'm probably going to say that now and just have that stuck in my head now with what
God.
you're saying here. I'll be waiting on that moment though and see what my take on it is
Yeah.
when I see it.
I
Well,
guess if people have seen the movie, they can comment on the YouTube or something like that and tell us what they thought about those specific moments and what they got out of it. I would be interested in knowing what you guys thought.
yeah. Yeah, so like I was saying, Hulk, he was really good in the movie, and I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
And I guess I don't really want to talk about it too much without giving anything else away.
Yeah.
Black Widow.
I am not the guy who doesn't really care about spoilers now. Like, there's a lot of people out there hate being spoiled.
Yeah, we
Like
have
me.
listeners though there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those guys. I wouldn't really get annoyed now if someone basically spoiled something for me now. Like, I'm just not one of those guys that gets really antsy, really pissed off with that now. But I'm not going to stop and basically say, just tell me what happens now.
We'll
I'm
tell
not
you
gonna do
later.
that now.
We'll tell you after.
No, I'm not going to say tell me later. Nah, I just want to go see it for myself anyway,
Mhm.
though. But like, that's basically my take on it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely worth seeing.
Oh, that's a fantastic movie.
And it's made
Especially
$1 bajillion.
Yeah.
yeah. There's two ending credit sequences
Yes.
that really should stay and watch.
Yes.
The one halfway through the credits is really cool. I mean, the ramifications of that are extremely exciting for me,
Yes.
just because the event that happens there means something in the future could happen that would be really cool to see on screen. You know, because well, I mean, yeah, obviously, but what the sequel could be about would be really cool.
Yeah.
And I think it would work really well on
X-Men versus the Avengers.
no.
Nope, nothing like that.
That would be cool, though.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, I don't even know if they have the rights to X-Men at all.
Yeah, that's the thing. No, that's problem. That's the thing. Yeah.
Get the money out.
Same thing with,
Well, he
same thing
does.
with
He
Spider-
does this.
so.
He does this.
Which one? The Avengers?
Yeah, he's. What's the studio that does it?
Was it
Well,
Fox?
Marvel
Oh, yeah,
has
Marvel.
Avengers, Fox has X-Men, I believe, and Sony has Spider-Man. If I'm
Okay.
correct.
So forget about that.
This collaboration.
Yeah, so that mid credit sequence is really cool, and I'm really
Yeah.
excited to see what they do with the next movie, because it could be really cool. Especially now that they have all the characters developed, they can go and do like pretty much whatever they want.
Yeah,
They don't
the
have to
next one-
ground it in reality as much, I think, now, which
Yeah.
is one of the problems that they've had with the past movies, like especially Fantastic Four, the second one.
Oh yeah.
With
Mhm.
Galactus, they thought maybe people wouldn't understand Galactus, so they made him into a fucking cloud.
Oh, that was fucking
Oh,
god
that was
awful.
so ridiculous. Jesus.
Cause I watched, I remember, like, I played the Marvel Ultimate Alliance before, like, I know what Galactus was, this big fucking being.
Yeah.
And then when I watched it, like, maybe a few years later, I was like, oh, I just can't wait to see Galactus on the screen. And then, nope, it was a fucking big cloud in the shape of him, I believe.
I don't even think it was a shape.
I don't think it was a shape.
No, I think it was just a fucking cloud. It's like, okay. They didn't have the budget.
Yeah,
I
well-
think they thought they needed to ground that into reality, and people couldn't accept the fact that there was like this humongous being,
Mhm.
bigger than planets and galaxies maybe. So well, not galaxies but planets.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Well, after playing the Surge Wrath, I think it's believable because there's guys that there's a fucking being in it, though one of the the deities or whatever pretty much becomes like Galactus size in it, so it does. So
Yeah,
Well, I think what they've
they-
done with this movie and what they've shown in that sequence is that they could do something like that now,
Mhm.
where they don't have to turn a certain character into a fucking cloud.
Yeah, now that they're established and
Yeah.
they have their fan base, I guess you can say.
now, and they see the comic books. Have they ever the Avengers? Have they ever fought Galactus in like the comic books?
Oh yeah.
The Avengers,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So that I assume they could do something with that then. If that's if they decide to go with that in like the sequel or whatever.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, they could.
Mhm.
Although I wouldn't think I don't think it's gonna be Galactus based on what
no,
But
I
the-
don't-
but
so-
anything's possible, I guess.
Mhm.
And then the very last credit sequence is just kind of a comical thing that you should stay around for.
Yeah, you should
I
stick
will say.
around for the credits. They're not very long. Not
No,
that long.
it's not like Diablo 3.
Yeah.
Or
About
Guitar Hero 2
5
or
minutes,
fucking Rayman Origins.
It's 5 minutes, maybe 5-10 minutes. of
Yeah,
credits.
it always bugs me when people leave like the second the credits start, they just leave.
Yeah.
Everybody gets up. It's like, wait, there's stuff after the credits, or
Yeah,
half the
people,
time.
this
there
is
isn't.
Marvel. Don't you remember?
Yeah.
No, I always usually sort of stay for a bit though. I don't think I actually ever seen any of those like ones that had end sequences in the cinema.
Okay.
Like Iron Man or Iron Man 2. I've always watched them on like DVD or whatever. So
Mhm. I think
I've never
every
seen it.
Marvel movie since Iron Man 1 has a sequence after the credits, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So,
yeah, and look, I know like the one in Iron Man 2 was it definitely was an Iron Man 2 now 'cause that was the one with the hammer
They
with
all
Thor, wasn't it?
led up to the Avengers.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like the Thor one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The end of Iron Man 2.
Iron Man 2, yeah.
Like, yeah, the guy from Shield basically said we found him, whatever it was. It's like the hammer of Thor, yeah.
hmm And I never heard a theater that loud before. Well, since Star Wars, since I went to see Episode 1 of Star Wars, but I mean that's
What? Cheers of fucking, yeah, probably cheers of, thank God this is over.
no, because when I went to see Star Wars Episode 1, I went to see it the night it
Opening
came
night or
out, the
something.
opening night. Yeah,
Yeah.
nobody knew what was coming,
I-
and when when it a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, the theater just exploded. And hair coming
And
up
then
on
2
my
hours
arms
later-
everywhere. It was going
Yeah,
nuts. That was fantastic. But
and 2 hours later they went,
yeah, they went, what the fuck? And we just no, but same thing for Thor, the hammer Thor at the end of Iron Man 2. Like everybody just exploded and
Oh, really?
yelling, yeah, clapping and everything. Like you know the Avengers are coming when you see that sequence particularly, you know.
Mhm.
You know they're gonna do it. Like they mentioned it before, but when you saw that sequence, you knew, yeah, Avengers are coming. That's gonna be it. And so we have them now, and I guess the next movie is Iron Man 3. I guess.
Oh, are they making Iron Man 3?
Yeah, Iron Man 3 is the next
Okay.
with the what storyline that Stark starts drinking and everything there.
Okay.
That's the
Yep.
storyline there. I can't remember the name, but that's the storyline they're going with. So
That should be good.
yeah, that should be a good one.
no, I enjoyed the Iron Man film, so I enjoyed the first one more than the second one now, but
Second
they're
one
good
was a little
films.
too much, I think. It
I
was
just,
good.
I just, I didn't, I just, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Just, what the fuck's his name? Mickey Rourke's character.
The Flash.
What the fuck? No,
Whiplash.
what would
Yeah.
the actual name of him now? Like the Russian name? I fucking forget his name.
Oh crap, I don't know.
Franco was? No, it's Ivan
Ivan
Franco.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, oh god. But yeah, it was like Whiplash is like the proper name of him, like in the comic books, I think. But I don't think they actually referred to him as that in the film, as far as I
Oh, I
know.
don't know. I guess I don't remember.
I don't think
I
they
don't
really
think.
mentioned Whiplash, do they?
No, I don't really. I don't think they actually really said by that name. No, just was basically that name. I'll check here what it is.
Like they don't even. I think they don't even call the other guy a War Machine. I think.
No, I don't think they do. So I don't know. I don't think they do. So anyway, just go on, Derek,
Yeah.
while I look this up.
Well, I guess the last thing I'll mention, I watched Underworld Awakening last
Okay.
night with my wife.
Mhm.
It's the fourth movie in the series now. Although I think
Okay.
one of them was a prequel.
Vanko. So it's close. I said Franco, so it's close.
Vanko.
Vanko, yeah, Ivan Vanko.
Okay.
All right. So Underworld Awakening, I guess Liz really likes vampires and
Mhm.
True Blood and all the different vampire books and different.
Twilight.
Twilight.
Yeah. So it was pretty good. It seems like they upped the violence and the gore for this one, which was cool. Kind of like what
Yeah,
they did with the second Alien versus Predator movie, where one was PG-13 and the next one was R.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of bones breaking and throats getting cut, heads getting cut off and stuff.
Yeah.
But
That's always fun.
it was it was a short movie, hour and a half. Basically, the whole theme with the Underworld movies is the vampires fighting the Lycan, the werewolves. And in this movie, the humans discover that vampires and werewolves exist, because in the other movies they didn't know. They kind of existed
yeah,
in the underworld.
yeah. I've watched them though, so I know what you're talking about. Anyway, I've seen all the Underworld films as well.
So it revolves around the main character Celine gets captured by the humans, and she discovers a new character. I'm not going to spoil it. But, new character that also was abducted and that they're experimenting on, and it's about them escaping and discovering what's going on and what's gone on in the past. And it's pretty good. I think it's one of the better Underworld movies, but it's a little short.
I felt rushed. There wasn't really a whole lot of like development though. It just felt like just trying to get things rushing along here. Nothing really much happening. It was like just rushing along. Just I think it might have been better if it was a bit longer. I just kind of felt that way. I just kind of felt.
Oh
a bit
yeah, because it was
over
short.
too soon.
It was only an hour.
Yeah,
20 something.
because it was only odd. Yeah, just felt it was over a bit too soon.
Yeah, I suppose. I did like it though.
I thought it was all right though. I think maybe the first or second one's probably the ones I liked more.
Yeah,
And I think maybe the first one's probably my favorite.
I don't think the prequel is all that great, but
Yeah, Rise of the Lycans, yeah.
some people might like it. So, in any case, that's pretty much all I've been watching, other than typical weekly stuff on DVR like Family Guy and Simpsons, The Office, whatnot. So.
Yeah.
Darren, what have you been watching?
Well, I'll try to get Chloe in here because I have to get ready for work soon, for Jesus Christ. Going on long here. Well, I've been watching Frasier, which I always watch, though. I love that show. I mentioned on the podcast I was on, basically love Frasier. I watch it every day, nearly every day on Comedy Central. Fantastic show, fantastic sitcom. And have you ever watched Frasier?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Back in
Back when it was on?
Yeah.
I watched it every time it was on up until right before Daphne and was it Niles were getting married, so I didn't watch it past that point.
Right, so you didn't watch like the last couple of seasons
No,
then?
no.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, it's like the earlier seasons of that series are like probably the best anyway though. Like the later seasons are still good though, but they're just not, I think the earlier seasons are better though. And thing as well though, one of the I think producers, like David Angel, he was actually one of the victims of 9/11.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So he was, him and his wife. It's a little trivia thing, like he was one of the producers of the series or creators or whatever, and him and his wife were on one of the planes in 9/11 and died. So that's one of the things. I think that's kind of in the last episode. Bit of spoiler, like Niles and Daphne have a baby and it's named David, and I believe they named it David after him. So they and if you do watch the first episode of season 8, I believe it is season 8, it says or season 9.
Mm-hmm.
Forget what this thing is. It's like memory of Lynn and David Angel. It's basically a little bit of trivia there. Like I kind of looked that up or like who it was and say that died in 9/11. No, and that's what happened to them.
Okay.
But it's like I really do love that series. One of my favorites. Like I was saying, I only got into like a few years ago when I was like when the series was over with, so I didn't have to wait like forever for like the next season or whatnot. Which is probably the great thing about certain sitcoms and things, like you don't need to wait another year.
Yeah, that's good about that.
Yeah, like I can go back and watch, like maybe like The Office and like Seinfeld and shows like that now, knowing I don't have to wait because they're old shows, and a lot of people highly regard them as great shows in the past.
Yeah, I recommend Seinfeld. Also.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite shows.
I have to watch that because I love Curb Your Enthusiasm. I know Larry David created Seinfeld, so I have to, check out Seinfeld as well.
Mm-hmm.
Game of Thrones we already discussed about, so don't need to go into that there. Still a great show, awesome, love it. And series is over soon. We'll probably, talk about the season 2 feature.
Mm-hmm.
I watched a film that it's been a while since I watched though, which I absolutely love. It stars Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels, and it's about a bunch of two dumbasses pretty much.
Dumb and Dumber. Yeah.
And it is Dumb and Dumber, which I absolutely love that film. It's one of the earlier Farrelly brothers writings, I believe.
Yeah.
So it is. Who done Shallow Hal?
First, I think. Yeah.
Yes, they did Shallow Hal. They did that Stuck on Me, I believe, or Stuck on You with was it Matt Damon and Greg Kinnear?
Yeah.
And I don't know what else they've done though. I think they might have done another film since. Great, I just love that film. Just certain things happen in that film are just really funny as well.
Yeah, that is hilarious movie.
Classic film. Mark, yeah. I'm not going to go on no, because people will be like blowing their brains out at that point then.
I would think that most people have seen that. It's one of the classics.
Yeah, it's a classic. Yeah.
But yeah, I just said, I was really, like around the 90s time when I was growing up, I just absolutely loved Jim Carrey and pretty much loved everything he was in. Like I loved Dumb and Dumber, I loved The Mask, Ace Ventura and the old comedy films like that now.
Mm-hmm.
And he did a few more serious stuff as well. Like he did Truman Show, which I really enjoy as well. I did this film, The Majestic.
Yeah.
Have any of you seen The Majestic?
Yeah, I did.
No,
Very good
I don't think
movie.
so.
It's done. It's directed by Frank Darabont, who did the Walking Dead, the first series, and of course another one of my favorite films of all time, The Shawshank Redemption,
Mhm.
and also The Green Mile. So you should check it out though if you're a fan of his work, because I really did enjoy that film. And the guy, the guy who plays Brooks in Shawshank Redemption is in it. So he does. I forget the actual real name of him now.
Brooks.
But yeah, great film.
Mhm.
And finally, I actually forgot to mention this before though, because I watched it I think it was the episode before last. I watched this. I forgot to mention it last time. I'll just bring it up here now. It's a documentary called Senna, which sort of chronicles the career of legendary F1 driver known as Ayrton Senna, who was Brazilian.
Yeah.
And it sort of goes through his sort of career from when he sort of started F1. It's basically archive footage of him and as with commission from his family and that there, and just goes through these different races he was in and the controversy of certain things happening throughout though, and you can hear voiceovers of some of the people you see in it, like Alan Prost and a few other ones, like
Mhm.
the McLaren guy, I forget his name though, and people like that now.
Yeah, the F1 people.
Have you seen it, Dennis?
No, I want to see it. I'm not really huge on F1, but I know a lot about it because my dad loves racing. He loves F1, so I know a lot about F1 without even watching some races. There's a race in Montreal actually in a couple of weeks, so F1 race in Montreal. So
Yeah. I know a lot of people very highly regard this as a brilliant documentary though. I'm not really into F1 myself now,
Mhm.
but I watched some of it last year. The actual Montreal one, the Canadian Grand Prix, was the first one I watched last year.
yeah,
So it was, and I actually enjoyed it.
the rainy
I
one.
yeah, I watched it for a while and then just stopped because Vettel was pretty much dominating. I was like, this is boring.
Mhm.
But I've started watching it again last time, and watched the Senna documentary, and it was brilliant. I highly recommend it though. Even if you're a bit into the F1 like myself, you should check it out. It's just a very well done documentary though.
Mhm.
Basically, it chronicles his sort of career up to his untimely death in the 1994, the Italian Grand Prix, I believe it was.
Yeah.
So basically, you see the crash he had happen, ghastly, very ghastly indeed.
Mhm.
Just check it out though. I watched it on Netflix, so I don't know if it's on. It might be on Netflix in US. I watched it on Netflix in the US now. Through necessary means, of course.
Yeah.
But definitely check it out though if you get the chance. And that is pretty much it, because I should try to wrap this up now, because the fact is it's 8:30 here and I have work in an hour's time.
You gotta
And this
hurry
is
up.
going for over 2.5 hours now.
Christ. Okay.
So, yeah, pretty long ass one. So, anyway, before we go, of course, check us out in iTunes, leave us reviews, ratings, and just feedback and whatnot. And of course, follow us on Twitter. I am DowM85.
Yeah, I am D-Boy, D-Boy Den on Twitter.
And I am GigaStormZ on Twitter.
And also, of course, I'll do it every episode like it before. Follow Jose Canseco.
He's been quiet these days, so he's been.
Yeah, I haven't been seeing a whole lot of retweets
No,
from yourself now.
He's been quiet.
He's been quiet. He's probably sobering up now,
Yeah,
is
he's sobering up. So.
So he's less loony now than he was
Yes.
when he started on Twitter or whatever.
Indeed.
So, but follow him anyway to get some quite insightful tweets.
Oh yes, of course.
That's all I have to say about that and that.
Very enlightening.
And also follow me on YouTube. I'm on YouTube as well. And also, of course, follow the United Gamedom. Twitter is on @United Gamedom and @United Gamedom Podcast on YouTube. I'm on Darren85 on YouTube. So thank you guys for listening to this extra long podcast.
Yes.
if you survive at the end, deserve a reward.
Keep it unlocked.
Achievement unlocked. Survive a podcast. So anyway, guys, thanks for listening and take care.
Bye. Bye. Bye.